bothered me by making me listen to my own voice one night. But apparently, even though with the point that we loaded in was someone saying there's echoing, we couldn't hear it over the actual recording of the stream. It was really weird.
Interesting.
Okay.
Mine, you can definitely hear it because we're live now.
We've been live on mine for a bit as well.
20.
But right, that means the professor can translate
Yes, yes, I can.
You've got really loud again.
if
Chris.
it becomes relevant. Because I'm assuming the professor. The problem is it's James, which means inevitably there's a chance that they just want to tell the party something. Any other member of the party would happily share, but the professor. God damn it, James! Why must you play such secretive characters?
It's fine. As soon as Alvina finds out he can speak giant, she'll just go, What are they saying? Bang! What are they saying? Bang! What are they saying?
Seems legit.
Alright, welcome back to the world of Alterra, episode 14, Akuma and Izami.
Sorry about that, my Discord crashed.
Already heard that bit.
Great sword.
The name of it.
But they didn't on my stream.
Yes, well,
Because I started this
They were getting
just by
started.
saying that.
who is Akuma and Izami? Who knows? Maybe we'll find out when
Definitely
they
the
say
only
each
know.
other's names.
He's a
I don't know, it's not
Street
really a
Fighter.
secret.
He's a
The
Street
names
Fighter.
mean nothing.
They're very Japanese sounding names, so I'm guessing it's the demons, the Oni demons.
That is
It's only
racist.
demons based on Japanese mythos. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Although to clarify, they are giants for those watching.
Yeah.
But yes, welcome back to another episode. Previously, the characters managed to make their way following the trail of the Oni who had seemingly stolen the Void Arcanite propellers from Zormir and the party's ship, having dragged them down into these underground caverns and tunnels, where the party have encountered Titan worm stomaching,
Take words.
burrowing through the earth to attack them. After a horrifying escape, they managed to flee from a dozen different worms attempting to eat them, and eventually come upon this red light into what appears to be some form of either workshop, laboratory, or some underground cavern that is being decorated with giant-sized furniture, where they have come across
Giant.
I can't actually remember if the party is aware of what Onis are. You at least have vague notions of what they are, even if you haven't met them. And the professor and possibly Gwent is at least aware of there being an Oni presence in Titan Guts, only it's normally kind of isolated to the west side of the area. And they appear to be hammering in two of what appear to be the Void Arcanite propellers into the eye sockets of a presumably dead, and if not, then definitely soon to be stone giant.
Regretting its decision. Oh, please, can it be still alive? Then I can nick its intestines for the giant belt or whatever I need for it.
It's dead.
I think that we should, as a Twitch stream, draw the line with torture.
It's not
by way of
torture,
hammering.
It's putting
dude,
it out of its misery.
It's torture. It's hammering literal spikes into its eyeballs.
Well,
I was
to be fair,
horrified.
We will very unlikely ever actually show torture on the screen. It does at least exist in a mild form as a there is torture. That is it. We're moving on.
Yep. As it should be. It is a thing. Don't ask questions.
And it will only be done by bad guys. If the party start torturing, well, that's when I start changing your alignments.
Yep.
And for those who are like, oh, but my character is evil. Well, yeah, well, that's where the party starts to have very strong considerations about you being in their good old party.
Yep. Beating up the professor doesn't count, right?
We're aiming for cartoon villainy.
No,
not
anything
actually being
that
bastards.
counts as friendly or sibling, fun times between aggressive people.
Playful
Yeah,
bad
I don't know
dog.
where I'm going with this. Let's do a quick voice check. 5 quick seconds. Hey, this is me. This is my character. Wolfie, why don't you start off?
Howdy, I'm Wolfie Bane. I'm one of the streamers. I'm playing Alvina, everyone's favourite homicidal maniac with multiple weaponry. Yay! I'm adorable.
Beautiful, Zormir.
I am Bob. I played Dr. Zormir, the artificer shifter.
Moo, motherfucker.
Beautiful. Kaylee, are you in roll 20?
Gracias.
thanks. Gwent.
Gracias.
Hey, I'm TR. I play Gwent the Centaur ambulance.
Kinda.
Now with a car. Lugrim.
Broom.
Hi, Neil. I play Lou Grim, Warlock,
Already off.
turning sorcerer.
Fuck, he's already gone.
Look, he's already off to find the loot. Assassin.
Yeah, that's me. I am perpetually distracted, as is my character. I'm playing the little shit kobolds. I'm here to make trouble and generally make the party and any NPC that interacts with me exhausted.
Alvena's great. You're actually giving her power.
It's true. The point.
I am Ali, and I am playing the Point, who is a dwarven rockstar bard artificer. Yeah, that stuff.
Now on OnlyFans.
Now on OnlyFans.
And OnlyFans. The Professor.
Yes, hi, I'm James. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm playing the Professor who uses any pronouns because they are a robot person, or a draconic spirit inside a robot body, and currently the only one who can understand what is what the Oni are saying, and the eventual screams of the stone giant as it wakes up.
Jesus.
Alright, the Stone Giant is dead. For now.
For now.
And I'm Chris McKenzie, I am your DM for the day. Let's
Very
get into
good
episode
spells.
14. As you'll remember, a few of the party members attempted to sneak forward. Yes, Bob?
Just before we go too far in, this showing on stream close up of the character tokens now. The new improved character tokens.
I'll zoom in as well so you can zoom on my end.
Thanks to
Yes,
the
that's
point.
true. Speaking of
We're
which,
becoming more and
keeping
more
to start with,
professional.
the point, as you have yet again brought additional fun and imagery to our game, you gain an additional destiny point to start the
I
session.
think I'm maxed out anyway, so I'll have to start using it.
Honestly, like, great
Yeah.
homework.
God's sake.
I would accept it. Unfortunately, I'm also maxed out. Oh dear.
I mean, I could use an extra one. I burn through them.
I use
Yeah,
one.
that you do.
You do it.
There's fuck you as well,
Oh yeah.
even though they're not here.
Yeah, fuck you. We are missing a goblin today because they're getting their ass kicked by side effects from Booster, essentially. Unfortunately.
Yes, they will hopefully be with us next week. But for now, are we all good to start?
I just wanted to show a quick.
Yep, that's fair.
Yes,
Thank you for completely slipped my mind. There's something else. Oh, I already asked for the giant stuff. Yeah, okay, I already finished there, so my book came. Okay, so yes, previously a few of the party members, particularly Zormir and Alvina, and I think one or two other people, attempted to sneak forward. Unfortunately, I mostly just remember how bad some of these rolls were.
Yeah.
You were unable to kind of peek around and get a glimpse of this scene without drawing the attention of the two Oni figures, which look a little bit different to the icons I've got here. One day I will branch out into NPC monster design, but until I can put a lot of downtime into art, for now we're just going to go with Theatre of the Mind.
Everyone's fine.
So, as you look at these two, or you catch a glance at them before they kind of vanish into thin air, you notice that they have this kind of pale light blue skin with a chest with what appears to be almost like the similar red stone material that makes up the walls around you, the mithril-like material, but incredibly thin and almost seem to have woven into a chainmail tunic around their upper torsos. You've got Izami, the right-hand one, has a feminine presenting Oni. The Akumi is a more masculine, larger, male-presenting Akumi. And with their bare arms, you can see what appears to be glistening golden ink tattoos up and down their left and right arms.
Okay.
As well as the professor hasn't completely caught sight of them yet. It's just Zormir. Zormir, what was your passive perception?
My passive perception is 16.
16, but you will have disadvantage because of dim lighting conditions, so 11. You mostly just catch sight of the tattoos and the kind of golden glimmer that's coming off them. There appears to be kind of black ink, but there's a large concentration of what appears to be almost golden crystal dust in the ink, that gives off a more golden image to the tattoos themselves, and that's what really catches your eye in the kind of red lighting of this cavern.
Alvina's got like knows about weird tattoo stuff. Does she know anything about it? Her eyes don't care about dim light because of the eagle.
You'd at least see them.
Okay.
I don't believe your character has spent any time in Sigil or anything, and Fantasia wouldn't have this technology.
Okay.
So unfortunately, while they can perceive the tattoos, they don't mean anything to you.
Okay.
To Zormir, did you say you had spent time in Sigil? We know we were talking about Sigil soul crystals. Did we establish if you'd spent any time there? Or have you done any planar traveling?
Well, he's an investigator and he'd been getting trained in that, so he's probably done some form of traveling about. And he would have had to travel to some places to get the materials to make the airship.
That's fair, and I assume you'd probably be in good relations with Arcane Academy down in Aqaba, south of Steamforge, which, if you did get in good with the professors, does have a way to access Sigil, or Copper, which is what the city's name is in Alterra. And give me an Arcana check to see if you actually recognize these tattoos.
Come on, Zomi, get a good roll.
12.
12. There is something familiar about these tattoos. They seem to kind of radiate arcane particles, and they have that kind of glimmer of... this actually kind of reminds you of kind of Arcanite glimmer that you see in Spell Scroll ink.
So, the point, I just double-checked, one of their artificial infusions is spell-wrought tattoos.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if they can see for now, but I was one of the people who went forward. But...
Yeah.
If you're one of the people who went forward and made a stealth check.
Yeah,
I was.
I also have a spell rot tattoo.
You can't see him though.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, when you next cast sight of them, you also. But the point, since you are an artificer, this is more applicable to the point. Then you would recognize this as arcane tattoos. They are done with magical ink that allows them either to effectively do magical effects or to hold spells, or depending on how it's kind of formed, it could do a number of magical features. Unfortunately, some of it's being cut off by the armor, so you aren't able to perfectly kind of read or see it. And more importantly, with the failed stealth check, the Oni are going to immediately kind of take cover around this wall and are going to cast their invisibility. So you aren't able to fully kind of spend time analyzing them, but you are aware that they have some form of arcane tattoos on them, and that they are very clearly spellcasters of some variety, or at least magically inclined.
They are magic in some way.
Yeah,
magic in some way.
If the point could describe them, would Lou know?
Maybe
what kind of magic it could be.
But unfortunately, you guys are limited on how much time and exposure you're actually able to see them before they're kind of taken away from you. It's only really a glance before they only kind of look up, see you, and they're immediately like getting out of dodge.
None of us happen to have that photographic memory feat that can see him, do we?
Nobody who can currently see.
Yeah, that is
I'm also going to have the two Hydras a little bit behind the party off the map. They can come onto the map once people have moved out of the way. But for now, they are currently in the cavern, since I just assumed they were not stealthing forward.
They were not.
They are giant Hydras. But that's why they're currently just sitting at just under the area you guys are on the map, because I'll bring them in when applicable. But with that, since this is a potentially hostile situation, and they only have taken immediate kind of defense procedures, go ahead and roll me initiative. And this is mostly just to get you guys into a kind of order, so I can ask you what your immediate inclinations are. But it should be noted, they haven't immediately attacked you yet. They have taken defensive procedures.
10 with fucking...
That was nice of them.
Gone twice for some reason, but I'll take the first one.
Take the 23, I think.
Yeah. Have I got advantage turned on again somewhere?
Oh, actually, you might. Give me a second. 1 second. Sword.
Chris, I did roll stealth. I rolled a dirty 20
Oh god, there goes another one.
for stealthing forward.
Oh no,
So
only
when I
I.
seen their
You
tattoo-
too catch sight, and you are aware that these are arcane tattoos.
Only
Okay.
only
Good to know.
Alvina gets advantage from the sword, unfortunately. I was thinking if
Can I-
everybody did.
Can I use my reaction, so my first round reaction until my turn, to identify what the tattoos do, what sort of rarity maybe that they are?
You're only seeing half, and you aren't an artificer, but you do have proficiency in Arcana, right?
I do indeed. I have expertise.
And since you are at least aware of the technology and you have one yourself, go ahead and roll me Arcana check. I'll let you just do this one for free, no reaction required.
Cool. I can't access my token, by the way, my new token, because annoyingly.
Did I not assign
Thanks.
it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just
I
so
can't. That's the one you've not assigned to anyone.
I signed them all, apart from this one.
It's because that one's new. It's the newest one of all. There we go. Go. An Arcana check. And it's not related to whatchamacallit.
No, it
Just
would be
flat
arcane in
Arcana.
nature.
So, where was
Oh,
it?
damn.
Oh, crit. Shit.
Okay, 28.
Natural 20.
Boom!
I know exactly.
Remind me what your tattoo does. Let me see if it's actually similar.
It's the same one.
Mine is actually just a disguised self tattoo. That
disguised
I can use
self.
to blend in with. So
And
it's
where
it's
did you
illusion
get
based.
your tattoo?
Oh no!
Because you're not an artificer yourself, so you would have had to get it from
No.
somebody else.
Maybe I met someone in my travels who, although.
But would you be
Oh,
opposed to a
Somebody
Oni
drew
mage?
on you.
There's probably an ogre mage in
Somewhere.
because they ally occasionally with the Noids up north near. What's it called? What's our base? I forget the name of our
Bastion.
base, but Bastion. There's probably at least one or more arcane.
Okay, so a kind
spellcasters
of
like an
renegade
Oni
Oni mage in
Yeah,
Bastion.
yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Then yes, you not only recognize this, you've actually you have friendly, I'm going to assume, relations with an Oni mage who used to live under the thrall of the Oni king in Titan Guts himself, and is a tattoo monger who gave you your tattoo as a gift and a sign of friendship after you helped them out with something that we can flesh out later.
Cool.
But
yeah.
They
Nice.
during your kind of growing friendship, they told you about their life under the Oni King, which I'll give you advantages on recollection, a history check for Oni King later if it comes up.
Yes.
But told you of the various tattoo artistry that goes into the ink, and more importantly, with the glimmer of the gold, told you about a very rare form of arcane ink that unfortunately they weren't able to give to you, but this is specifically kept only for people high up or important in the kind of inner circle of the Oni King. That uses golden arcanite ink that allows
that's
tattoos
the
to
living
operate almost semi-autonomously.
Yeah, that's the living arcanite. Golden arcanite dust. I'll quickly sort of relay that to the team that the tattoos might be alive.
Ooh, can we talk to them?
Who knows?
I wouldn't.
Why?
Can we
What
ask?
have you got against
The
tattoos?
professor's tattoo, is it a tramp stamp?
It is now.
No, it would probably be up their wrist.
You know, it's funny, if you didn't speak giant, I could have it say something in giant.
Kick me.
Only tipped. Doesn't tip. Something like that. No, it would be in the shape of actually a dragon. Yeah, it would be in the shape of my junk dragon, reminding me of my
Haley, did you do roll initiative?
my old life. My old life.
Alvina's gonna rip off your arm and keep it.
Yeah. I mean, if the professor dies, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, thank you.
If I die and I'm not brought back.
Okay. No, you said it now. As soon as you die,
I
she's
regret.
ripping off your arm.
No. I mean, give it like
We'll give
a
you a new
year.
one. We'll get you a new
Give
one.
it a year.
I did that.
Yeah.
It won't have a tattoo on it. It will be a new arm though. It made it like copper or something.
Cool, so I'll lose that magic
That's
item forever.
It may have
You know-
some Sharpie on it, though.
Oh man, look at that! I'm rolling like a beast. 17 initiative.
Nice. Did you
How
get
am I going first?
Okay, so that should bring it up by 3.
No,
You're
the
not.
point was
The
first.
point's going first with 23.
Oh, the
I-
wasn't on the thing yet.
Yes.
It's got a 10.
Yeah,
They
I
rolled earlier,
hadn't
but-
selected my token, so I reset and re-rolled.
Ah,
Oh, just
that's
Feel
retype.
free to change that to 23 if you want to, but otherwise...
Oh, I can. Sweet.
no, please go first. Yes, because I'm making some stew.
Ooh. What kind
That's
of...
fair. Alright, anyway, so rolled for initiative. I believe that's everyone now on there, as since you guys failed to get your surprise round, they only have a chance to react before we kick off with initiative, as their actions effectively kick off the initiative, and they are going to duck for cover and go invisible. But to those with high enough passive perceptions, which I believe is just the Professor and Gwent, you do notice, if I can actually move the icons around,
Footprints.
one of the Onis, or at least kind of a subtle movement in the air, that even with the darkness and the red backlighting, you're still able to kind of pick up a slight ripple of a creature kind of moving through the air behind this pillar.
Harry Potter invisibility cloak style, you mean?
Yes.
Cool. Or Predator, I guess would be a better one.
However, you aren't able to discern if there's two figures or one figure, or if there is only one figure, where the other figure has gone, as they haven't moved in your line of sight. That's the only rippling you could have seen. But that is going to be effectively them to just move and turn invisible. At the point you start off our initiative, now remember the Onis have just gone invisible and kind of gotten into what appears to be either a defensive procedure, or you're not entirely sure. But as you move forward or kind of take your turn, you hear subtle clicking noises through the room that appear to be bouncing off the walls. Low, and only one or two periodically every like 12 seconds or something.
Okay.
Or at least in the first 6 seconds, because we're going straight to initiative.
Tremors.
Point. Almost like something like clicking their tongue. Like,
Can I... So I've got actual mechanical things I want to do as well. But... first of all, I'm going to deploy Merida in her healing mode, and...
Oh, thank you. I need healing.
can you hold a bonus action?
oh,
I think so.
interesting.
I assume you
I
can.
mean, you can hold an action, and a bonus action. It says right there in the name, it's an action. It's just
Yeah.
a bonus action.
It's a
Apparently,
better-
you
So-
cannot
It-
hold a bonus action in
Well,
Dungeons and Dragons.
It would be very
Okay.
cruel to hold a
Technicality?
Yeah, it would, because it's. I mean, it's written right there. You cannot use
What?
actions or reactions in.
It's actually a balancing
In one
thing,
thing.
because it means you can take your action and attempt to hold your action. It's because it takes your action to hold.
Oh, actually, I can think of one way that a bonus action, being able to hold a bonus action, would be really good.
Mm.
Barbarian Rage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Ah,
specifically balanced so that bonus actions can't be held. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, you cannot hold a bonus action.
Yeah,
Okay, in that case,
holding
I'll-
Rage would be kind of broken. So.
I'll walk up to there, I'll activate Merida in handheld healing mode,
Nice.
and I'll play her to kind of activate her power, which is the bonus action. But as I'm playing her to activate that bonus action, can I kind of repeat the rhythm that I heard of that tick tick? Just see in
Could
type
repeat
form.
the
So
rhythm,
it was-
yes.
Okay, so I do that. I repeat the rhythm whilst giving everyone within 10 feet of me currently.
Nothing.
Not that much. Why did it roll 48 there?
Because you rolled Force Ballista again.
Oh,
You rolled it good.
As you shoot one of your allies.
this one.
For once, I'm glad I'm not.
I swear I'll get used to using this eventually.
Temporary hit points is 1d8 plus intelligence.
Okay, 8. That's 8 plus
3?
3, so
11.
everyone within 10 feet of me, so that's Zorn, Alvina, Assassin, Gwent, and myself, gets
You've
11
overrided
temporary hit points.
You're overriding my temporary hit points.
Hey, Alvina needed them.
Yeah.
Alvina's actually still pretty hurt from the...
Well, to be fair, it's
Close.
also optional if you have higher temp already.
No,
Yeah.
you actually got higher than mine, because mine's is only a 9 for my...
Yeah, that makes sense.
armor.
I'll take yours then.
Yep, 11's great, thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, the point will just keep playing that same dum bum, bum bum, bum bum, bum bum as sort of a dramatic prelude.
I'm imagining it's like an aerosol can just pops out the side of it, just sprays us down.
Yeah,
Alright, is that your turn, the point?
that is my turn.
Professor, it is your turn.
So I've seen this sort of movement. I'm going to point out to the rest of the party that direction. If someone has a fairy fire or similar spell, that would be useful. And I'm going to, using my meta magic options. Let me just bring those up. Meta magic adept.
Have we tried talking to them?
No.
They haven't attacked us yet, which is a first. I'm curious as to where this is going.
A good defense is the best. Oh, no, wait. A good offense is the best defense.
A good defense
Either way.
is the best offense as well.
Somebody check the professor's wires.
I
it.
pat Alvina on the shoulder and say, I believe that this is your time to fuck shit up, as you Noids would say. And I'm going to twin spell the invisibility on the two of us.
Ooh, that can...
So that I can see them, so that I can avoid them, slash cast spells and fairy fires on them next turn, and also so that Alvina can run in and, quote, fuck shit up.
And Alvina can now see everything invisible that's in line of sight.
Yes. And I myself... See invisibility, I believe that's a twin, it's an action. Bonus action, I have very little bonus action. Oh, I can shift, because I spent a lot of... No, I spent no soul points.
Do you have a healing word? I could use that.
I already cast a spell.
Oh, you
can't do it. I'm gonna... Can I deploy my junk dragon as a bonus action and head towards the stone giant and sort of ready to sort of see... Well, no, I'm asking you. It's a find familiar spell. I'm just wondering if I can, as flavor, sort of set it loose to walk along the walls, head in the direction of the stone giant, and essentially provide recon over that area as like a mobile security camera. Because since I can see through its eyes and I can see invisibility.
Well, it depends. Do you need to take an action or anything to command your find familiar, or is it just a free action?
I think it's a bonus action.
Ooh, I believe it's a bonus action.
I believe it's a bonus action.
Yeah, then
I've forgotten.
You don't need to ask me that. You tell me. What does your spell say?
I didn't have it open. Sorry. Then, as a bonus action, my little junk dragon deploys and taking off from the place that my tattoo is on my left-hand side, just deploys from my arm and begins flying through the air, lands on the wall, camouflages, and begins sort of.
What's the movement of your dragon?
It is. I do have that one open. But it's loading.
Apparently,
It's loading.
Your dragon should have its own initiative, actually, and it does its own turn.
Oh, piss off.
Apparently.
That's fine. I'll just do it after yours anyway.
Yeah.
It's got a flying speed of 60 feet and a walking speed of 30.
Fast little bugger.
Then yeah, it can get just kind of towards the edge of this wall here if you want.
Hello. My cat's being adorable, sorry.
Flies off and sort of lands there.
Yep, it can claw thingy around the wall. I don't know, it's flying. I don't care what it does.
Cool.
It can walk.
A reminder for the rest of the party, you are currently up on a 30-foot high kind of cliff edge. The cavern itself 30 feet below you, with, as Alvina and Zormir kind of saw when they peeked around and looked down a little bit and swept the area, these massive wooden spikes lined up at the base of the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Pointing up at us?
Pointing up. Clearly some form of defense mechanism.
I'm going to attempt to sort of nestle myself in amongst the wall using my bonus action, my movement rather, and so that we're not all in what I call a fireball clump.
Yeah. The classic fireball zone.
The classic fireball zone.
Disperse.
Which is exactly
That's
my
me.
plan.
And that's me. That's my turn.
All right, Assassin, it's your turn.
I didn't consider this. I didn't consider this at all.
You want me to come back to
So
this?
Assassin pops
Oh.
their head out of the bag
Yeah,
and is
100%
like,
directing you.
yeah, like it's just like pops their head out of the bag and it's just like, what's going on? What happening? And people are making noise. What?
Oh, there's a couple of Onis.
Trying
we just
to sleep, Peter.
We just ran away from some tapeworms. There's a couple of Onis over there. Alvin literally just points directly at the Oni hiding behind the pillar that she can see.
They are 30 feet up, kind of eye level with the party, kind of floating, one hand kind of resting on the pillar as they kind of peer around and watch you.
Yeah,
Are they gonna fuck?
Alvina just points directly at
What's that?
the Oni's face.
Are they gonna fuck us up? Like, is
Who
this,
knows? They haven't thingied yet.
He's hiding.
is it-
One of them's hiding. So maybe.
That's
maybe
fair. I'd like to be hiding too. So,
not. Back in the bag.
yeah, I'll pick it, Alvina, like, I don't know, like, knock on the bag if you need something, and then just, like, pat Alvina on the hand and just go back into the bag, I guess.
If
I'm
you hear
good
me,
for now, thanks.
If you hear me
With the
roaring,
bag at them.
if you hear me roaring, that's a knock.
Yeah, I figured. You don't seem like the knocking type.
I don't think you want me to knock on the bag, do you?
In that case, Gwen, it is your turn.
I am going to pretty much do what the professor did, but I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself, and then move away from this clump of chucklefucks just in the back here, and use my action to dodge.
I love the.
Like,
I love the.
nope.
I love the symbol, by the way, for the Oni invisible. Ninja.
Okay, I've also placed bleeding eyes on anyone who can see them.
Yeah, that is so.
Alvina, it is your turn.
Okay, so Alvina is just gonna dead eye that Oni, and she's gonna. You say it's a 30-foot down. How are these like set up as a barricade like this, or are we talking like Indiana Jones spike trap?
Indiana and Spike Trap.
Okay, Alvina's going to just leap it.
Yep, they're only 10 feet. You definitely have the capability. You would be jumping off a 30-foot cliff. Are you fine with this?
Yeah, she's gonna try and like combat roll it.
Alright, then go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Let's see how much of your fall you can break.
Destiny in that one.
Alright, go for it.
Yeah, that's better.
It's a bit better.
I'll take a 16. It's still not a fucking 9.
Yeah. I'm gonna reduce it to just the 2d6 from the impact alone, but you managed to disperse most of the momentum as you hit the ground, roll, and that apparently did not recognize. Only take 8 bludgeoning damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The maneuver still kind of exerting you and using up a little bit of your plot armor.
Yeah. Not my plot armor. My spray can of healing. the
Oh,
points
yeah,
armor.
your hit points just have
Yeah.
takes up your divine or spray can plot armor extras.
So Alvina's
It's
gonna
stuff
just.
medics spray on footballers when they get injured.
Pretty much what I was imagining, yeah, actually. Cisco got,
It's spray on motivation. That's
So
You
Alvina's-
can do it!
Alvina's gonna walk up to here. Still just looking up directly at the Oni. Just go, hello!
It's now just staring directly at you as well, really concerned. You start to see its face kind of looking mischievous, with a little bit of a grin, a little bit of a hunger in its eyes, watching as the party, and then you just leap off the cliff and start running towards it, staring at it, and suddenly you see its face kind of slack a little bit as it starts to look at you with this kind of both awe and just this tinge of terror.
Hello? Why are you hiding? Just hands on her hips.
As speaking out in Giant, which you're a little bit too far away for the professor to like immediately translate or whisper translate, you hear out, which I guess the professor hiding in a little corner. You can just, with your amazing passive, you just hear, "What the hell are you? You're not the usual noids."
Sorry, I don't speak. I actually know they're giants, so I'm assuming it's giant. I've talked to giants apparently before, so sorry.
Yeah, it's got a harsher consonants that you associate with the giant tongue.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't speak giant. I speak Elvish. And it starts again. Do you speak Elvish?
Oh, you're not gonna do Grognar Deads. It's like, start speaking all the languages you know.
That's literally
And then get attacked.
I literally just said, oh yeah, no, I am basically doing that. It's like, I speak Elvish, I speak Common. Do you speak either of those?
Just say hello in every language you know.
Is there anything else you would like to do for your turn?
I will stand there. I will basically just ready action to do... Probably just dodge, actually. I'll just dodge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll just be ready to base... I'm basically standing completely poised, so if it comes at me or does anything, I'm just, like, gonna dive. So...
That's fair, because it is coming on to its effective turn, although you do have a support round. Is there anything you'd like to do for your support round as of right now?
I'd like a dice from Drax.
Ooh, I think Drax technically has a limit on his range, and normally it's not an issue because he flies around the battlefield. But given how far out into combat you are the only person he's not willing to go up to.
Could we have fuck you do something? Like Bardic Inspiration or...
Oh, can fuck you heal?
I can't remember. Yeah, if I know fuck you has a couple of, like, I think Healing Word or Bardic Inspiration or even Fairy Fire could be very useful in this situation, or Dispel Magic.
I'm trying to diplomacy.
Given that they are
a player character,
bard,
but yeah.
I will give them two abilities for their support. They can either give a Bardic Inspiration because they are a bard, or I will let them just randomly show up and stab someone in the back.
All right.
They have a backstab and a ally taunt.
They're kind of far out there as well, so they might be able to do anything to help them now.
To be fair, allies and support positions are irrelevant on the map.
You know what is, Drax is just really far back and doesn't want to go towards the giant invisible Oni.
Yeah, Drax's one is only for roleplay.
You can't really blame him though.
Like, Fokio has no qualms about sneaking over to his allies because he does all the time. But yeah, I can at least have Fokio kind of just peek out around the corner. Apparently, already having seemingly somehow gotten down and ahead of the party. No idea how.
Grab them down the side of the wall.
Give Alvina a Bardic Inspiration die as they go off to keep going through rubbish and treasure.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember what Fokio's Bardic Inspiration die is? Is that D6 or D8?
I'm going to assume it's the D8 because I have all of them written down, all the times that Alvina's had Bardic Inspiration. I just have keys. And one of them is a D8. I'm assuming that's fuck you because I think he's
No, let's go with
Bard.
D8. Yeah, I also think they are amazingly. Somehow.
Yeah. The points are D6 because they're not full bard.
Yeah, I have the
Alright, you don't need to rough it into points, mate.
I have the
I'll be full bard eventually.
All I'm saying is, it's not every bard is full bard.
I have-
That's
But yes,
good.
Alvina.
Yeah, I have a Drax help die, a Bard D8, and a Bard D6 die section on my character sheet.
Oh, that's great.
As long as you know what it means.
Yep.
As you're doing that, and with your extra Bardic Inspiration, it's now Akuma's turn, who's just staring down at you, and you kind of see him kind of staring at you, looking over at the party, and then looking back down at you, and you kind of see this strange emotion kind of flash across his face. A mix of either disgust or revulsion, hatred or annoyance. You're not quite sure what, but something in that general negative area of emotions as he seems to almost huff. Fine, I'll speak your dirty tongue. Ugh, I'm somewhat proficient with it. It's not hard, it's a basic language.
I agree. I really wish I'd learned something better like Giant or Dragon, but I'm really sorry.
You don't look like the normal marauders from the rebellion. Who the hell are you? Or who in damnation? No, they wouldn't even do that. That's old curse. God, when you have to remember what curse languages different races
Relearn your
use.
curses.
Just say, who the fuck are you?
Who the balls are you?
Well, gotta add flavor here, James. God.
Who in the Aurora are you?
Who in only God are you?
Who in the elemental chaos are you?
I'm Alvina. Hi. we kind of showed up here. By the way, those are ours. The things you just nailed into that giant's head. With your friend over there. Hi! I literally like tilt and just wave at the other
Now with your new vantage point and your sea invisibility, you just see the other Oni very quickly kind of moving around the what appears to be massive slab forge of some variety, pulling various levers and concoctions, the massive kind of hammer above them being rewound and reset. Clearly still just kind of like power ahead whatever it is they're doing over there.
Yeah, I just wave and go, hi! Why are you doing that with the hammer?
They're ours now. If you know what's good for you, you and your lot will back away and leave. Or things are going to get delicious in here.
Oh, I like food. I just like having elixir lips.
Of course you do. Are we? Is this the mask presenting one or the Fen presenting one?
Akuma is the mask presenting one, a slightly larger build. Although both of them are incredibly muscular, and you can see from their arms they're incredibly toned and high def.
Akuma is mask. Excellent. Thank you.
Yes, and we'll have heard some of the conversation then.
Now that they are speaking common, for those with a decent enough passive above 10, just regular 10 because we're using on sound here and this won't be affected by light, you can hear. For anyone below 10, I don't know, I guess you need to check your ears for earwax.
Wax.
They aren't shouting, but the cave does echo a tiny bit. Retreat now. Leave our domain or suffer the consequences. Are you fool or are you foul?
I mean, I'm kind of hungry, but I'm not a chicken.
Your excellence would save you. You mock my powers.
I have
What?
proved, Wolfie.
What? No, I'm just not eating today. Well, for a few hours.
You've eaten so much today.
Look, you don't know me.
Yes, I do. Because I'm the one who feeds you.
Yeah, I've already forgotten the food. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't eaten today.
I
You
see.
see like a little hand reach out of the bag and like without looking out and just sort of like touching Alvina with an orange, like patting against Alvina to try and like get them to have an orange as like a snack, and then
Does
hand
Alvina-
disappears back into the bag again.
Does Alvina lack object permanence, but only with food?
I gotta remind them to have their snacks. They carry me about the place. They're very important to me.
And you see Akuma kind of leaving his perch and just hovering 30 feet above you as you're on the floor now, over above you, kind of staring down at you. I see you do not know the severity or power of those you deal with.
I never
Very
do.
well. A demonstration is in order then for your insolence.
Ooh, nice.
As he looks up and cups his hand towards the party. As he begins casting a 5th level spell, becoming visible during the casting for anyone who happens to be in 60 feet and would like to try and counter. Which is pretty much everyone but Gwent.
Anyone want to do it before me?
I've just realised there's one person who would definitely.
I don't got it.
I think.
Don't have it.
I think fuck
I
you
can't
has
remember if I
Damn it.
do.
Fuck you and I have it.
Fortunately, fuck you is out of
Yeah.
Left side of this one.
I don't. Never mind.
Don't have it.
No,
I don't
5th level
counter spell.
You're
As-
gonna do it?
I said I
one
don't.
after another. No, I'm pretty sure the Fester's the only one who has it within line of sight and range.
Sake. I'll counter it then. I'm not going to upcast it to 4, and I don't have 5th level slots, so I'm just going to have to roll for it.
As a 4th and then a 5th circle of magic appears. And Zormir, now that you are looking effectively directly at this Oni, with their cupped hands, you gleam what appears to be some form of arcanite ring. Clearly, the spellcasting foci is a very common type of foci, glistening from the red light on top of their second index finger. But does counterspell require targeting?
No, it's any
Do not
spell in
believe
sight.
so.
I believe.
So that's fine. Professor was not upcasting it, so we'd need to do a spell check.
No, I'd need to roll for this. Yeah.
Alright, DC 15, I believe. Let me double check if there's any modifier
it's,
on that
it's
DC.
10 plus the level of the spell.
Oh yeah, I know that. I was more checking if they only had anything to prevent that. No, they do not.
Cool.
If I say it would be affected if he only has magic resist. That's the only thing.
Ooh, they do not.
Yeah, I think that's the only
They
thing.
have magic weapons. Interesting. Apparently
Do I
they're...
add my magic attack modifier to this, or is it just a spell check?
I'll check.
What is
'Cause
giving
I
it?
forget.
Spell 3 level lower, spell fails, no effect. Counters from... Make an ability check using your spell casting ability.
Then yes.
Just spell casting.
This would be a spell casting check.
Yeah.
That's what a counter spell check is.
But it's not a spell attack.
No,
add,
it doesn't.
Because of my,
No.
Because of my
Because it's not,
device, I add a...
it's not an attack.
It's pure
Cool.
int, basically.
Then no. This
Here
would
we
just
go.
be an ability check.
Then I'm gonna attempt to counter. Here we go. Whatcha? Oh yes.
21.
I think you got it.
As the
Lightning.
5 circles of arcane magic shatter, the spell dissolving through the air, and you see the Oni looking directly at the professor now.
Was that supposed
Clearly
to
annoyance across his face.
Was that supposed to
My
happen?
red light. Yeah, my red light flashes as I record the Oni's ability.
I just look up at the Oni and go, was that supposed to happen?
Yeah, so the way I counter is especially if it's a spell, I open my mouth plate unhinges and I suck the spell energy almost into it. Yeah.
You're actually out of line of sight of Alvina because of where you are, so she actually has no idea. It's like you just.
Yep.
Excellent. But that is Akuma's turn to fly up there and to range.
It's my
and
reaction, though.
cast their spell.
Whoops.
Izami, however, as the rest of the party is kind of focused now on this flying Oni just hovering 30 feet off the ground, eye level with the rest of the party and above Alvina. In the background, you all hear a massive crash of a hammer smacking down into the base of 2 Arcanite spikes or propellers. As in the first time since you heard the rhythm has changed. This you weren't expecting to hear another one of these hammering sounds for, if the pattern held, for another couple minutes. But it seems only a couple seconds ago since the last one, it looks like they've switched up the tempo. As Azumi, as Alvina, if you kind of glance over, you see Azumi now going back, and you can see this massive hammer being risen again as she starts to once more restart the process.
Yeah. Okay.
Lugrim, it is your turn.
Right. Let's see.
As definitely looks like Akuma was definitely casting something towards the party. What would you like to do, Lugrim?
I'm waiting to see what Neil.
Think about it.
I'm waiting to see what Neil does because it might change what I do.
Yeah, probably really won't. I'm gonna move.
Oh, it could. Depends on what you do.
I'm not really doing much. I'm moving up to here, right there, 30 feet, and I'm gonna cast Armor Agathis on myself.
Tank up.
That's
Fair
fair.
enough.
Then Zormir, is your turn.
Alright. I'll start off going, what in the bloody hell are you doing with those propellers?
We must get across there. We must
That
stop
would
them.
be a secret of the Oni that your basic minds would not be able to comprehend the level of sophistication.
I know, Zumi's pretty smart.
I mean, that Arcanite ring is okay, but I've seen better. And pulling out the gun going,
It's not a
I
gun
made
anymore.
those. Well,
You see Akuma just kind of look quizzically at the strange item you've just pulled on him.
I mean, I made this. I made those propellers you're hammering into the damn giant down there, and I'm gonna.
You expect me to believe a Noid could possibly make and mold Arcanite?
I mean,
I'm gonna.
yeah, it's
I'm
his
gonna
job.
slide.
Yeah,
I'm gonna slide down the. Dive down and Captain America style. Use my shield bash to hit the spikes as I land.
Okay, also give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. My acrobatics isn't as good as my athletics, but I will do.
Oh,
There's a
this
certain
could be
amount of
fun.
positioning you have to get right here.
This is literally you crumple your entire body behind the shield and hope you held your holes.
I do like the energy that Zormir
Ooh.
isn't usually the first to run into battle, but now the propellers are involved.
You will still
They're
take
like
10
my
bludgeoning
baby.
damage as you smash into the ground, but it could have been worse.
I'm using my shield thing
Bounce
bash
yourself
as
up.
I hit.
It's
I'm
repellent.
gonna
There's a
expend a
little
charge.
crater in the ground.
So it's would that help in any way to reduce the damage?
I mean, I reduced it from what would have been 3 die 6 plus piercing to 2d6.
Because it's sort of also flashing, showing off the ability with my
Does it do
tinkering.
anything for shock repellent? I'll let you half it to 5.
Okay.
You're still taking a little bit of exertion just from smashing into the ground,
It's got bruised
but
up.
it is.
Gravity's still the same here.
Yeah, like you're still jumping off a cliff. There's still a little bit of a shockwave.
I love the concept that Alvina just like, very athletically, just dives off the cliff, combat roll, stands up and goes, "Hi, Zolmir, BAM!"
Boom.
Spend a charge on the shield. And I'll walk forward
You get up, brush yourself off.
toward him, going, well, try and remove my armor. See how good that is. This is all made by me, artificery style. I bet you can't.
Yeah, he's a nerd.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
He's a
Okay.
nerd.
Wait, did you just try and persuade him to get you naked?
Strip me if you can!
I'm the bard here.
You sexy Oni, strip me.
I mean, we have 2 bards in the party,
It was more the claim.
and the
that
artificer
who made
is
this.
persuading him to be
Yeah.
stripped.
See whether or not Akuma believes your words and how much conviction you have behind them.
But you can't undo this zip.
I'm gonna use destiny. He's trying to
Oh.
Okay.
twist this.
God, make it worse. That one it.
Oh no.
A mighty 5!
No matter how much just clear like evidence you've shown off with this suit of armor, this strange gun contraption, the fact you've just jumped off a cliff and are walking fine, the strange circumstances for your arrival, and quite frankly, composition of your party, which just screams unusual. Akuma still just refuses to outright believe that a Noid could be an artificer.
Fine then. I'm gonna fire my gun off. I'm gonna fire my gun off at this.
You're just gonna just shoot him.
Not at him, but I'm gonna shoot and try and knock a chunk off of that. I'm gonna
Please, miss.
burn one of my.
Shoot the dead dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna
No, don't
burn
shoot
one
the
of
dead dude, I
my
need that.
power
Ah,
cells
double
to
check. What
the
is
power
the-
cells
all
to
of
make
it?
this
Yes.
actually
Yeah, go for it.
a ranged attack again.
Question, are stone giants edible?
No.
They're a little crunchy.
Then,
You can find them, you can use them as kind of rock salts, but
you definitely hit.
So when
See,
you feel
I-
like lasagna in the
Pretty sure if you
microwave,
get psychic damage,
the
it's not going
middle's
to do
still
anything.
frozen.
See,
Okay.
I like them, but their taste is a little earthy for me, you know?
Ah, for fuck's
You
sake.
No
Psychic
psychic damage! See, I didn't even need to use my power. We all knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
All of you, the rock wall begins questioning its life. It's not visible to anyone on the outside.
You need to
Hey.
get that thing fixed.
You can't
We've
beat them,
never-
join them.
We've never
But
heard
still-
inanimate objects questioning their life decisions before.
Hey,
Oh,
come
no,
on, you already
can't.
you already killed the door with psychic or
It was
force.
force damage. You already
But-
depressed the door. You didn't psychic.
Yeah,
the
but
door.
see, a door
I
is
don't know
a
what you're
made
talking about.
object, and therefore, when it is made, it is imprinted with the concept of what it is. A wall in a cavern does not have the same imprint.
A rock is a rock, no matter where it is.
It's life.
Yeah.
So given what we think about this place, I'm not going to try and argue this for 4 points of.
Oh, I know exactly what you were picking up.
I really should have saved the destiny to re-roll the damage die.
Yeah, but
don't think I-
unfortunately, is that your turn? Do you have a second attack?
You
Well,
do. You do actually.
the thing is, I modified it so the gun would using the vermilion, so it was expending a full charge to fire
Oh,
the full gun,
Oh yeah,
and it would do.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
then
you shouldn't have done that.
your argument has fallen on deaf ears to the Akuma. Is that your turn?
Let's see, do I have a bonus action to do anything?
I mean, you could
Yeah,
apologise.
bonus action would have
I
probably.
mean, isn't a bonus action to shift? I don't. Have
He
we
shifted.
seen what kind of shift you are?
yep. We
I
have,
know.
and he already shifted. He already shifted.
He's a dairy cow.
He's a dairy cow, yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
He shifted in the tunnel.
You can use your bonus action to pull a little bit of arm off your shoulder. You know, give it a bit of a coquettish wink.
You just take your armor off. It fires off you. Bam!
I'm the only one who can remove it.
Exactly.
Well, there you are then.
Well, we'll do it then.
The point in fuck you can play a nice tune.
There's nothing. No, and that's an action.
All right.
I've not got a bonus action that can do anything useful other than
It is now
activating my
your
field.
support round. The rest of the party see Abigail kind of run forward to keep a grasp of the situation. Drax still just hanging back in the cavern. Be like, oh no, you guys are doing great. It's okay. I'll just hang back here.
Oh,
I do not
Oh,
believe
that's
you.
not good then.
can
What
Abigail?
would you think your support round
That
to be?
is a lie.
I have a question.
Um,
Can Abigail, instead of us, because she can do the command to attack thing, right?
Yes.
Can she do a command to make us do something that isn't an attack?
Can I? I've got an idea.
I have a plan which Drax might be able to help with.
I have one too.
My plan is to basically pocket sand him with a spice pouch.
Mine's is
I don't know if
used.
throwing a spice pouch up 30 feet above you quite works.
Mine's is.
It was more the
It
red arc,
might
and I
burn
assume
his
it does
eyes
something.
and blind him a bit.
I was
Like
mainly
maybe if you're downwind from him.
I was mainly thinking it didn't have to go hit him. It just had to do something
Oh, that's
because
fair.
we're working Arcanite.
Catch
Alright,
the
the other
back of his throat.
My plan is get Drax to show him one of my memories, consider he stole all of them.
I've got a question. The only are in the faction that are against.
The only are, since they are giantkin, they would belong to the primordial faction.
Yeah.
But they are also one of the lesser giantkin and tend to be a little bit more mercantile. So it's not unheard of for Oni to work for other factions.
Okay. Maybe then.
So not as kind of like diehard of like if they're like an actual giant, they would just under no circumstance would they work with the enemy. The Oni could be persuaded and are not like immediately repugnant to the idea.
They're not immediately like, there's no way in hell I'm letting an Aboleth monster look into my head or put something into
I
my
mean,
head.
that's just a good, just standard.
That's where I was
Anyway,
going.
Yeah.
Let's look in your head.
It's like they're not in the same faction where it could be persuaded. I was maybe thinking.
Yeah.
In
I
that case,
still
yes.
can't believe you guys decided to allow a literal abomination from beyond the stars to just have free reign in your minds.
It's no threat to
Yeah.
Alvina.
Hey,
She's
we
got-
like Assassin.
Alvina.
Okay, Gwen hasn't because it's a bad idea.
Alvina's
Yes,
got all
that's why the
the
professor hasn't either.
Alvina's got all the intelligence of a cabbage patch. She doesn't. It doesn't. There's under no threat from this thing.
Yeah,
What would
that's
you like
fair.
to do for your support round?
The point would like to psychically ask Drax what would impress an Oni. As part
That's
of the
fair.
kind of bardic inspiration thing, but
There we go.
You in theory, could get that knowledge. However, that's going to come out of barter as Drax responds back, you've got to pay the mind if you want to get. You got to pay the toll if you want access to the mind.
You got to pay the troll toll if you want to get into this boy's soul.
I have no idea. It changes every fucking.
So, yeah.
Just what am I doing?
It was like
What
very.
sort of-
It was very proper and calm. Was Drax's voice?
He's an English mad scientist.
it's your
Why don't you
classic.
tell me
Yeah,
what you're willing to give me, and maybe Drax will compensate you in return.
I'll give you one of my songs.
You give me a persuasion check,
It's not a terrible offer, to be honest.
especially for such a minor piece of information in Drax's mind.
Write a song
Yeah.
just for Drax.
Yeah.
I think just one of the bad songs.
Why was it a
Just
song from a different world? That's not awful.
It's one-
24.
It's a song from one of your early albums.
Yeah. When I was still very much in the Merida style, and
But
Yeah.
only because I liked the rhythm of the last one. Well, that's rather a complicated question. Onis have their own purposes and desires. Rarely is the species aligned to any common goal like many of the other giant kin. So it depends entirely on what this particular Oni, or I guess pair of Oni, want. I'm aware somewhat of the Oni King, but they're kind of too non-consequential to the Republic to possibly care. And quite frankly, they're irrelevant to my studies of Arcanite. Although, that Arcanite ring is fascinating. I'm fascinated by what they're doing with these void propellers that I keep siphoning from Alvina's mind.
Yeah.
So I guess ask them.
okay. Okay,
Thank
that
you for
was
using Drax's information services.
Please
that
go
was
again.
Now start humming that song.
not helpful
in
what
your
I wanted,
mind.
but still helpful. Thank you, Drax. Question mark.
And speaking of which, it's now the point's turn.
Hum the
Okay,
song.
so the
Just
points will turn
watching
to.
mind.
So Azuma is now visible, right?
Akuma.
And yeah, we've had.
As
Oh, Kuma. So yeah,
Azuma.
Azuma's trained. Okay,
I'll move him up
Akuma's
like 5 just so you can see his
there.
name.
you go. Akuma's now visible. So the point will start playing a riff on Merida. You may doubt. Let me get his voice right. You may doubt the
Nerd.
skills of our
Nerd.
premier artificer Zormir here. But you have not seen what he can create, what he can bring forth. What light he can summon forth into the world. And the point will, whilst attempting to do a dramatic monologue that I can't, will take out his deck of illusion and throw a card on the floor. Hopefully subtly, maybe not.
I play Blood of Greed.
So I have a deck of cards here, which I'll draw a card from. That is
Please get like
the Nine of Hearts, which is... a second.
I actually don't remember what the Nine of Hearts is. Like...
Nine of Hearts is an Etin. An Etin shows up.
And Etin shows up.
An illusory Etin. Illusory Etin.
Summon Etin. I play Etin in attack mode.
From the very firmament, our good doctor can pull this maybe greater giant than you. Probably not, but you know.
No, I'm almost.
You've been here before, he just pulled this from nowhere.
Eti are weird freak mutants, aren't they? Usually, I doubt they're higher than Oni.
Yeah.
That's like saying this giant, which is a
Yeah,
higher
but
rank
it's an
than you.
eagle thing.
It's like saying a pug is a higher ranking of dog than a wolf.
Yeah, unfortunately, an N is not higher up. They are ogrekin.
Yeah.
Yeah, real bad.
Oh, hilariously, one of them is an ogre mage.
Yeah, what is the highest tier of ogre?
Oh no.
As Akuma, flying above them, just suddenly seeing an Etin materialize beneath, just kind of looks down, looks between like the point and Zormir, clearly kind of getting into almost a defensive stance. What is the meaning of this? You summoned
This
giants.
is the power of Void Art.
Artificery.
What magic is this? Is it
I
an
told-
illusion? A
After this, I
conjuration?
I told you
A transmutation?
he's just a nerd. This is what he does.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
I'd like to know too.
I'll tell you later. No, Zormir, this was you. You did this. Wink,
I don't believe
wink.
you.
Can Alvina step,
I'm making
step, bang?
Ow!
Yes, you have summoned an illusion of an Eton that Akuma is not immediately aware of because he's never seen a deck of illusions, and also he needs to make an action if he wants to figure out what the hell it is. Is
Yeah,
that
the
your turn?
DC 15.
That's about right.
I'll. It's a bonus action to run Merida again, so I'll do that just to give Abigail some HP.
But yeah, Assassin's over here, isn't she? Stealth.
Abigail can have 4 temporary hit points,
Ow.
and Drax if he wants to get slightly closer.
Yeah, why not? He'll take them.
I'll take the spray can.
Floats over. Alright, that's you. The Professor, it is your turn. We'll never know what the Professor wanted.
He's dead.
No, I'm here.
It's like you can hear his voice.
What would you like to do?
Oh, yeah. So, have we actually attacked Akumi? Have you guys attacked Akumi
No.
yet?
We've been quite nice, actually.
I've spent time trying
Why?
to
He
convince him.
argued with the Kumi.
Right.
We're
Right.
taking the diplomatic route.
Yeah, we've never tried the
and-
diplomatic route. It's nice to be a change.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got
Please
spice
help
these
me
combats up a
convince
bit.
these people we can. I mean,
It's It's really something. That you haven't already killed this guy.
Honestly, Alvina's gonna go over and talk to the other one. He's gonna just leave you guys dealing
Well,
with him.
That's actually what I was about to do. I'm going to move down.
Now, how are you moving? I don't believe you had fly up at the time.
No, I would have had to cast See Invisibility, which I believe is concentration.
yes.
Let me just look it up.
He's still very handy to have seen.
More importantly, it'd been an hour since you last cast it while you were going through the tunnels.
You fell partway through the tunnels, actually.
No, I didn't.
Well, they
I
didn't
was
fall,
flying
but they
to
would
the
have
end
ran
here.
out at the end of the tunnel sequence.
I thought you did cast it to do something else, because you did cast another concentration spell.
Yeah, detect magic.
That was it, yep.
See Invisibility is not concentration.
Really? Ooh, cool.
No, it
really
isn't.
good. Is that
So
for
I'm
now?
gonna, yeah, it just lasts an hour.
Sweet.
And requires a pinch of talcum powder and a small sprinkling of silver, which
Or an
you
arcane
have.
focus.
It looks, or an arcane focus.
Can
which
you
is
imagine
my
me?
spell.
Can you imagine me
But
pocket sand
As I
with
said,
talcum
your
powder and
fly
silver in it?
would have run out at the end of the sequence just because it took an hour to get through that. So
That's
you
fair.
are on your ground for now. You can recast it if you'd like, but what would you like to do?
I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
Invisibility and see
And-
invisibility.
Yeah,
You
I
can
know.
see yourself,
I'm the
congratulations.
ultimate fighting machine. Actually, can I get down first in case I fall and just lose concentration and invisibility?
You can attempt to, but that brings the question of this is quite a rather smooth, or maybe not completely smooth. It is possible you could attempt to climb down, but it will take essentially your full movement because you'd have to use a
movement.
climbing movement.
I will back up 5 feet and jump and try and get to this. Is that a box?
It is a box. It appears to be an open box with a strange fruit in it. Actually, let's have the
Strange
crystals.
fruit.
It's the blood crystals you
Damn
previously
it!
saw. It was red.
I will try and leap on it and hope for it's a soft landing.
That crystal.
It is not. It is
soft.
crystals
It's
and hard.
crystals.
It's rock.
They're not going to be so.
If anything, it might be
No.
worse than the ground.
You're just going to be shanking
Well-
yourself a lot.
Then I will try and leap and Assassin's Creed catch myself on the lip of the thing and drop down slightly. So
Then I'm going to need an acrobatics check from you too.
Natural one.
not
Yeah.
a deck save. as I?
Nope. This is not a
We're gonna see how
reaction
good your
effect. This is you
parkour is.
proactively trying to do a skill.
This is you jumping off a cliff.
No. Oh well. How
nice
high up
knowing
is
you.
it?
It is 30 feet up.
You'll survive, probably.
Oh yeah, it's only
30 feet
3d6.
Plus spikes.
Okay. Can I try and can I first off roll and see how far I get? Because I want to try and jump as far as I can.
What is your
so I can-
strength modifier? What is your strength score? You'd be
my
doing a
strength,
running
I
and jump, I assume.
Believe it's 14. It's 13.
14 feet.
13.
13 feet.
13 feet. So I could get 2 and a bit squares, basically.
Yes.
So I could, in theory, grab onto the lip of the thing, right? Okay.
Yep.
So you want an acrobatics check?
Yep. Hell, I'll even let you fucking take this little lip of the south wall here and like jump down. If
Yeah.
you do high enough acrobatics, it just depends on how your acrobatics go, whether or not you succeed or not.
Come on.
Dice has got to tell the story.
Oh,
Natural
fuck.
20! Nice
Professor-
one!
You can do the
Prince of
most.
Persia.
You're rolling hot
Yep.
tonight.
Prince of Persia land right leg on the lip of that crate, left leg leap off the wall, and right leg land on this crate and just keep running south.
Mate, yeah, you
As I
can do
cast-
a flip towards the end if you'd like with that natural 20.
No, I don't want to get cocky because there's no way that I'm ever gonna roll 2 nat 20s in a row again.
Yeah, but you're rolling very well tonight.
For
And that's the reason why you get cocky. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not in a row
So
because you got the counter spell. So it totally
Well,
works. It's fine.
yeah, well, still. Cool. So Prince of Persia style, leap, land, and as I land, I'm casting invisibility on myself. And as I round the corner, I'm going to send my bonus action Junk Dragon to assess the situation around here. So it's going to crawl along the wall and just act as a sort of a
Camera.
pincer maneuver kind of thing, camera, in case I need to see other things. And I'm going to approach the Oni that's down here, this family.
Alright, she is hustling and bustling about.
Yeah, I'm going to see exact, because that was my action to cast. I'm going to see... Unless I can quicken it. Hold on. What am I... Sorry. No, it's subtle and twinned.
I just like the fact that you're both invisible, but you see invisibility up. It's quite funny to me.
Yeah, so I can see her. She can't see me. Unless she has see invisibility. Oh, they might have the theory.
They might have true sight.
Yeah, they might have true sight. Anyway, I'm going to cast see invisibility just in case, because I don't know if they do, because I'm an expert in aberrations, not giants. And I'm just going to approach and just see, and I'm still recording, so my red light, where I visible, would be blinking, and I'm just going to record what exactly is happening. And then from that, do my robot brain thing and extrapolate, what can I do to stop that from, aside from killing her? What can I do to stop that from happening?
That's fair.
Like i.e., oh, there's a critical cog there. I can just jam a thing inside that kind of thing.
I don't know if the way
It
of
looks to
stopping
be a series of chained levies and pulleys that she is kind of cranking up here and there through multiple points, kind of distribute the weight to lift what is effectively kind of like an anvil hammer up the giant a sufficient distance, and then kind of smacking down. It's quite a simple system, but breaking any of the chains would obviously kind of unbalance it and would cause it to kind of go off and be ill-functional until it's repaired. I guess somehow cementing or disabling the lever's pulley system, breaking one of them would probably be fine. Basically breaking any one of the points really would work. Or at least be
You
a
mean
massive
using
inconvenience.
something like heat metal?
Yeah, quite possibly.
So I'm going to maneuver my dragon to near where those points are then, so I can cast a spell through them.
That's fair. Yeah, you can easily do that. Also, as you're kind of, I guess, peeking around the corner, getting subtle with your approach, the Oni does not turn towards you or anything. She just appears to be unaware of you.
Okay, all right.
Don't worry,
Cool.
on Alvina's turn, we'll find out if they have true sight or not.
Assassin, it is your turn.
So we haven't done anything.
Nope,
We've
we're still on
argued.
diplomacy now.
We've argued.
And I feel like whatever I do will make things worse. It's kind of just who I am.
Not if you offer them an orange.
You've given Alvina
yeah.
an orange, she's eating it while this argument's going on.
Yeah, I feel like there's like you hear like the usual regurgitation noise as the small little squid boy drops out of the bag holding like an orange and just holds it up to the Akuma. Slightly adorable, but mostly disgusting and horrifying.
Like that.
Persuade them it's like a token of friendship.
How to Train Your Dragon.
You can see one eye of Assassin peeking out of the bag to see Akuma's reaction.
Toothless with the fish and How to Train Your Dragon, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
As Akuma kind of looks around, looks down at this offering, looks up, sees Drax kind of approaching a little bit, coming into the light to get a little bit of healing for the point. Akuma then looking down like Zormir at the giant. Are you Republic reliant?
No.
Is this an illusion of the mind?
No.
What is happening here?
You want an orange? They're really good.
They are good.
Zormir's this sort of seething that he's not believing him. He's racking his brain.
This is definitely Republic related. It's the only thing that makes sense. As he looks her, wait, where did the other one go? The one who counterspelled. Izami, be careful. There's a sneaky one.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in the bag.
One moment.
Yeah. The forge say. Yeah, he's up there.
I have a question.
Hey, fuck you.
I have a question.
Right.
Is there anything that indicates to a person with see invisibility on that the person is invisible?
Yeah, they're still ever so slightly transparent.
Okay. Then Alpina might not just go, oh, he's over there, what are you talking about? It's like, he's trying to be sneaky, okay. Probably won't do that. Otherwise, you'd be like, what do you mean? He's just there. She's not like, one moment. She's not that dumb!
Make sure you don't be dumb.
Yes!
Even all the other checks around the professor are coming off great.
You're welcome.
Just go wait until the professor gets attacked and it'll either be a 20 or a 1.
It'll be a natural 20 immediately, let's kill him. Salvina just looks around, spots him, just goes, no idea.
But yes, is that Assassin's turn?
Yeah, I just want to make an offering and see how they react.
That's fair. With great confusion. They're not entirely. They're trying to suss out what the hell's going on here, but nothing like your party's ever been seen before in this multiverse.
I think at this point the little squid starts miming eating it, like it thinks the Oni is dumb and doesn't know what to do with an orange.
The presence of an aboleth and what appears to be a aboleth-like creature attached to some form of sea gobble. Definitely inclining him to think this is a Republic scam of some variety. But Gwen, it is your turn.
Oh, it's a scam, right?
It's just not a Republic scam!
There's a difference.
I'm working freelance these days.
Okay, I'm going to dash over to here and then use so much movement to climb down the cliff slowly.
Yeah, but that's like all your movement.
What, you're not going to try jumping?
God, no.
That's fair. That will require an athletics check.
Even to climb down slowly?
It's a low DC, but you're still having to climb down slowly.
It's also a smooth slope into a pit with hooves.
Yeah, like, it's a DC 10, but there's nope.
Ooh.
There's a chance you're really bad at climbing.
What is it about
Gwen gets impaled.
Gwen keeps falling into pits full of spikes!
Jump.
This keeps happening!
You've got 4 legs.
This is the second
You should
time!
jump. Horses can jump.
This is the second time he's fallen into a pit full of spikes!
Oh my god.
Not this horse.
No, it's
Assume you don't have climbing speed, by the way.
I don't have what now?
A climbing speed.
No.
Oh god, no.
He has a negative
Okay.
climbing speed, actually,
Yeah,
because
I'm real bad at climbing.
Negates and bypasses the check, but if you don't have a climbing speed, you still have to make like an athletics or acrobatics check.
Nope, just bad.
So fortunately, while you're trying to climb down,
What you've done is
makes it difficult.
What you've done is Neo's first jump in the Matrix.
So confident into.
He's ran off and then got so far and just gone straight down.
Look,
Do you have any
I get to
resistances
the
or
edge
immunities
And all the legs just keep
No, he
switching
doesn't.
out of each other.
No, he doesn't.
to bludgeoning or piercing?
No.
Okay, so this will be mixed. You're gonna have 2d6 bludgeoning because you did get a little bit way down before you lost your grip. However, you're also gonna take 2d6 pierce. Actually, 2d4 piercing spikes.
Yeah,
2d6,
double daggers, basically.
2d4, yeah. For 12 mixed damage.
Weirdly enough,
Okay.
the same damage both times.
Right. I am not. Because
Yes.
the armor is going to glow and I'm going to use my reaction, Hero's Protection. So I'm going to remove 9 damage from that.
Hero pose.
There.
Bam.
Nice.
Not very practical, though.
You just do
It's entirely not practical, but it's okay.
I like how the first time you've used that to be heroic is to avoid impaling yourself.
He does the superhero landing.
I mean, what is more heroic than not impaling yourself?
He does the superhero landing from Deadpool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'm going to use the rest of my dash to get round so I can take a proper look at this
Yeah,
guy.
Stretch those legs.
Yep, just trying to remove myself from the definite splat mark on the floor over here.
Sorry, man.
Can I just do a quick medicine check to see if this poor bugger was alive when the thing started going in?
Yes, go ahead and give me a medicine check.
I look up at him and go, sorry about Gwen. He's really bad at jumping into holes for some reason.
No, there's no blood or anything around the eyes that would indicate that he was alive when the spike started being pierced through his skull. As you kind of look over him, he looks like he is a good couple days to maybe a week or two dead. You're starting to see even in giants where it's a little bit different, but you at least kind of know the basics with that higher roll of even how kind of other species of creatures start decaying effectively after a bit of time. His skin's starting to kind of get this kind of strange, waxy, stone-like look to it. And you can see in his chest where there is a little bit more of this dried... I'm going to go with blue, because blue seems to go for a stone giant. Blue blood around multiple small puncture wounds around his chest, where it looks like either multiple spears or javelins or something of a small, thin, stabby, piercing variety has inflicted a great number of wounds to his upper chest.
Weapons of the stabby variety, I want it to be
Weapons
called
of the
now.
stabby variety have stabbed him. Long stabby, like a javelin or a spear.
Long stabby, small stabby.
But he has been dead for either like 5 to maybe 14 days, somewhere between less than a week to more than a week.
I'm just going to shout out to the one I can see. Is this some kind of religious thing, or is it some kind of, evil thing?
Akuma kind of being called over by your voice. For those especially closer by, you can see that he's now looking a little bit more panicked in a way, looking at the Gwen over by whatever they're doing, as he calls over. No. Be very careful over there.
Oh, do you want me to raise him up, back to life?
You can do that?
No, you can't do that with a stone giant. There's no way a Noid can do that.
I know
mean-
he might. Gwent has survived
I-
many battles by not being there. I'm not entirely sure what he can't do.
I've seen Noids resurrect people. What are you talking about?
I've never seen one bring
No.
back a giant, though.
If you are a cleric or some form of healer by the giant red cross on your shield, you might want to help your friends who I'm about to hurt.
Why are you gonna hurt?
Because you're strangers who are invading my domain.
Just leave the
That
one
goes-
in the armor.
Nah, we
alone.
got it.
You can attack the elf girl, she's fine.
Their house. I don't want to make judgments about your live, buddy, but you may want to, put some flowers in here or something.
Yeah, looks down at the what apparently look like a bit more tanky members. Looks up to the cliffside. What's a good thing I'm going to hurt this lot? Pointing over towards like the point and Lou and Abigail.
Why?
I bet they'll need healing.
I mean,
No, I could do that myself.
Gwent, is that your turn?
Yep, that's all I got.
Alvina, is your turn.
Okay.
Akuma is now threatening to hurt a variety of people at this point.
Stop it, you. I'm gonna go over chat with your friend over there, Miss, what was it, Izami?
What?
Bye!
You don't take me seriously!
Mrs. Izami, I'm just gonna shove past the professor as if he wasn't there.
At this point, I feel like the squid would have been getting closer and closer to Akuma, to the point where it's now just like almost at the point of just shoving the orange like into their ankle, just tapping their ankle with an orange, like take it.
Before just being like dragged away. Yeah, pretty much. Izami, upon seeing your approach, because you're actually not invisible, but appear to be able to see her, turns around, kind of cranking more leathers, working away, kind of sees you staring at her and is a little startled and surprised. Looks over to Akuma and then looks back at you, and begins raising her arms towards the grouping.
What you doing? I say with like a big smile, innocent as hell expression on her face. Like really close, because Alvina can actually get right up to her.
You see her kind of stumbling back a little bit, trying to take a couple steps. You just continue marching forward.
Yeah, I've got plenty spare movement as well, so...
She's glancing back at the giant, glancing up at the hammer, glancing around at the little levy system, glancing over to Akuma, glancing back at you, just continually advancing. You can see that even a couple beads of sweat are starting to like come down as she's like hurrying backwards, very clearly distraught and confused about what's happening here.
We're just standing there menacingly.
She seems flustered, as if she wants to speak but doesn't know if she should, if you're actually able to see her, or...
Yes, I can see you.
But for the terms of 6 seconds, she's not going to respond. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Would you like a food? You seem really, like, put out, and I'm gonna hand her some of the tastier stuff, not an orange. I think it might be mildly offended. The other one doesn't seem to like oranges.
Excuse me? Oranges are the tastiest. Now I'm offended.
No, the other one didn't like oranges. Maybe they don't like oranges. So I'm gonna hand something else that's quite nice that I forced the professor to buy me. Would you like some food? You seem a bit stressed out. I just literally take some, I don't know, chocolate or something. Whatever they have that's tasty in this world. And, like, proffer it.
As you do so, this kind of eventually breaks her silence of... Very clearly the jig is up, you can see her.
Yeah.
You don't understand, we need to do this. Just go over there for like 12 seconds.
Why?
Oh, would you believe us if we said we'd explain afterwards?
No. That's what everybody always tells me, but I'm very impatient, so tell me now.
No, I can't.
You can.
I won't let you stop us. This is too important.
Okay.
She needs this. And she's gonna turn and start like leaping towards the lever.
I'm gonna grab her.
Does she count as a humanoid?
No, she's giant.
They count as giant.
Okay, just checking.
Go ahead and give me a grapple check. You can see her, she's invisible, I don't think that matters anyway. That's first time's attack, so this will just be a flat athletics. Can she make that?
She can! I think, she's a giant, so...
She can, but she needs to get like a 19 or a 20.
Nope.
She got the 9.
How would you like to grapple her? You do like a Heimlich, almost bear grab or something?
Pretty much, yeah.
Or...
Grab round the middle and just lift her off the ground. No, nope, tell me what you were doing! Just lifting this Oni off the ground.
Suplex her.
like the first part of a suplex, but without the actual suplex bit.
Yeah. A non-lethal suplex.
Never! You don't understand who you're dealing with!
Correct! That's why I'm asking. Well, I know your name's Izami.
Let me go and I'll tell you everything!
Hold them there. I got an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Friends when it's my turn.
Well, you gotta wait till your turn. Alvina, is there anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
I'm going to just turn, but literally, I'm just gonna like turn her around essentially so that she is like, I can't move her. So she is basically on this side. So I've moved her away from the levers. It's like, tell me.
Friends is the ideal cantrip for a character like this, because I don't want.
But if that is your
friends.
turn, that's 6 seconds. If you'd like to do anything else, you guys have a support round.
I have no idea what we want for this particular support round. I've got an... I don't know what I'm doing.
If possible, could you give me like something that could boost the friends roll? I'm not sure how friends works.
I know it pisses them off after like 5 minutes.
Pretty sure it's
yeah,
it's a save.
Yeah, but like that's our problem in 5 minutes. You know?
I see.
I'll take a Drax inspiration. Arguing with this Oni about being an
Actually,
artificer.
that's not a bad shout. Yeah, actually. How can I persuade him?
okay.
Give me social skills.
It gives you advantage on charisma checks with them. Right. It's not safe.
Oh yeah, there's no save. It just automatically happens. It's just that they get pissed off at you a minute later. I mean,
that's
that's
how I
not
make
fair.
friends. So.
They've gone from panicked to angry.
I
Like,
mean,
I'll move this on
really, it
somehow.
should be called acquaintance,
They should be called school friend.
then a higher level be
It
friends.
should be called school friend.
But if there's nothing in particular you guys want for a support round,
I think giving Zormir a Drax one, how to be social, is not a bad shout.
Social 101.
Yeah, literally,
Alright,
like how to be
Zormir,
social
you
to
have-
people.
a D10 for attacks or ability checks.
Okay.
It is Akuma's turn, and Akuma is looking to. I actually can't see Azami, so it's just seeing Alvina kind of weirdly holding something, like ballerinaing above their head. It's gonna look back at like the fact that half the party's just kind of gone over towards whatever they're doing. Professor is gone, who they had a beef with. There's this Etten illusion, or Etten in front of them. They're not aware is an illusion yet. They are a little bit concerned by the presence of a giant here, so they are going to use, I believe, their action to see if they're a threat or not. Try and figure out what the hell's going on there.
Please, natural one. This. How this diplomacy is going so far, this would be very tracking.
Which they do have. What is that? Okay, not too bad. They are high intelligence.
Yeah, they're casters.
They are casters, and they have proficiency in investigation for a 24. So they, kind of piecing together, this is either some sort of kind of cognitive psionic ability, or a psionic illusion, or magical illusion. Kind of already being suspicious of that variety, given how they know aberrational kind of creatures or aligned creatures might work. They are able to very easily determine that this is in fact an illusion, and with that, God, the party moves so goddamn fast.
Yep.
Look at you guys, you're already like so far over there.
I
You
built
need
this.
to dash to get to you.
I love that Gwen
Oh my
does
god,
his
I
casual
so
move.
want this
Oh,
Oni. I so want this Oni to just bust out a slow on the party. Wouldn't that just be I want more enemies to have slow. That would just be so... Oh, that would fuck people up, wouldn't it? It would be incredible. Lawful
Bad
evil
James,
DM.
don't give DM ideas.
Hey man, I'm a lawful neutral DM. I give ideas to the
also
DM
just,
and
like-
the party.
same here,
But
to be
it's also
honest.
just really boring, because it's just you get one thing, that's you're done. It's so boring, and it slows down combat so much. Funnily enough, it's just boring.
I'm a
It's not
chaotic.
a fun spell.
I'm a chaotic
Akuma.
neutral GM, so I say give everything foresight. Both the players and
He's
the
going
admins.
to fly up to Lou Grim and attempt to grapple you.
We've got a hostage situation on both sides.
It was just like, whoa, man. Go on.
Personal space.
Private space
15
here.
to beat.
You're invading my
Sorry.
personal space.
Chris, so just to confirm, we have it's invisible and flying. It's invisible, but it hasn't dropped
It's not
when it started
invisible.
flying.
Izami is invisible, but she's not flying. She was on the ground kind of working on stuff, and is now being lifted over Alvina's head. Akuma is visible, but is flying.
Okay.
Yeah, Izami's currently being carried.
And Lou Grim, I need a acrobatics or athletics check and beating a 14.
Come on, you got this, Lou.
Yeah,
Decent check.
got it.
Show what Alvina's fitness lessons have actually done good for you. Damn it!
Oh, 12.
That was close.
Oh, unfortunately, even with your armor of Agathist, the Akuma is going to just swoop you up off your feet and grapple you. And then, as he's flying back into line of sight off the party, can't move that far. Move Grin. In one hand, he is going to summon this beautifully ornate glaive, and is going to hold the blade to your throat as he looks down at the party. And as Alvina correctly surmised, this is a hostage situation now. Back away. Put Azami down and back away from the giant. If you don't want your friend's blood across the ground. I told you, medic. You're gonna need to heal this one in a moment.
I wouldn't do that. He's weird and in a cult.
I mean, you might
Other work acquaintances.
Drop your weapons now.
I'm not holding
Alright.
any weapons.
Drop Azami now.
Not holding
Right.
any weapons.
Or the first cut is free.
Oh, can I get buy one get one free on that?
With the party, is the party, more importantly, is Alvina gonna drop Azami? Because I have one attack left, and he's immediately demanding that you
No.
release her.
No, she's not going to.
No? Oh, I'm sorry, Lou here. Gonna try and, as you're squirming around, I assume in his hands, he's gonna try and attack you. Since the glaive does have a one-handed property, because it is... Oh, no, that's
It's
only
not
if it's in
versatile.
its thing form.
It's
It's
not
not versatile.
No.
Is a glaive a two-handed weapon?
Yep. Say pull on.
Interesting.
I think it's if they can change size, can't they? In normal D&D, that's why they have it.
Yeah, it shrinks down. I misinterpreted that for the thing, but yeah, sorry, it says it's in a smaller medium form. I'm effectively going to use this as an improvised weapon then, and
Just
decrease
crap.
the proficiency here. He's not using it properly.
I'm also not at all doing this because I know Algar of Agathis damages people who hit him.
Yep. This weapon was not designed for a hostage situation, so this will just be raw strength here, as he's essentially just kind of pushing it deeper into the skin, kind of pushing against the armor of Agathist. Does a 10 hit?
No.
As
Yay!
he finds that the armor of Agathis kind of just pushing off, and he's actually struggling to like get an actual like perch off the blade into any of your skin anywhere.
I told you I told
It
you.
was just like, at least buy me dinner first, mate.
Not at all concerned.
Gotta get to know you first. I'm not that easy.
I told you he's weird and in a cult.
bloodletting is a second date thing.
Bloodlet.
All right, it is now Izami's turn, and Izami wants to get the out of here, so she can do. Interesting.
This basically says
Yeah.
teleport or something like that. Oh, she's gonna fly! Can she please fly?
She cannot. Her movement is 0.
Oh, that'd be very funny. Just starts floating.
She'd have to beat you at she'd have to beat you at a grapple check to start flying. You have precedence here. Precedence.
Precedent. Or preference, I guess. Either works.
By any chance, would you ever actually release your friend from a grapple?
No.
No.
I mean,
It's between those
is that
two.
when a grapple becomes a hug?
Yeah.
Yep. No, I think I just stick with that move. Now mechanically she can. No, her speed is 0, so she can't strafe around you.
She's off the ground.
You know, yeah, she's just gonna do it full blast in your face.
Ooh, neat.
Alright, so Azami kind of squirms around in your hands and gets both her palms up towards your face. Just right in your face. And you can see she is similar, has the an Arcanite ring on her finger, which you yourself probably can't see because it's on the other side of her hands being in your face. But Gwen and the professor can see that it's got a beautiful teal color to it. As suddenly arcane magic starts forming in her hands, as circle after circle begins forming, counting up from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles interweave in this teal color in arcane rings. Professor, would you like to do a counterspell for a 5th level spell?
I certainly do have a spell available. It would make me visible. So
It would make you visible.
Does she become visible?
Oh, yes, she would.
Would it make you visible?
And she was conjuring what? Sorry?
Counterspell's not concentration.
No.
She can just do it.
But
No, but casting a spell breaks invisibility.
Oh,
yeah,
just
it breaks my invisibility.
Oh yeah, greater
I could've-
doesn't.
I-
Greater doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she becomes invisible as the 5 circles begin forming in her hands right in front of Alvina's face.
In front of Alvina.
Who's currently
Yes,
holding her up.
so unless it's got like an area of effect that she's kind of just encompassing herself in, presumably it will be on Alvina.
Presumably on Alvina. It's a level
But
5.
who knows? You just see 5 circles of spell.
I feel like it might be hold monster or dominate person or something of that kind of
knows?
thing.
If you want,
Could be.
that's a bad person to be in melee with. If it's dominate
I know.
person.
I know, and Alvina can fucking see me because I'm
Yep.
invisible. This is not
Choices.
Of all,
Choices,
if this is
choices.
a dominate person, you and Gwent might be dead. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, man.
great.
I can't
act
control it, but
before-
Albina's got a lot of attacks and rage, and she hits hard like a truck.
I act before Alvina, so I can't. I'm sorry, Alvina. I want to keep you safe. I can't break my invisibility because I have shit to do. I have to free this stone giant. I'm sorry. I have to investigate it. That's the professor's thing. As long as I keep Grim safe, like my things are, keep Lou Grim safe, investigate Arcanite, and then everything else is a plus to that. So I'm sorry, but
I'm fine.
fair.
I'm gonna let this one slide. Those are my
It's a
inbuilt commands.
It's a fucking
Sorry,
disintegrate. That's fine.
Disintegrate's level 6. You're fine.
Oh yeah, good.
So, is the spell going off?
I see.
I don't counter it.
Then, Alvina, I need a Constitution saving throw.
I'm 5 feet. I'm right beside this fucking Oni. I'm 5 feet away, just going. So the Oni can do this. Just sort of David Attenborough taking notes on the situation.
I'm Destiny in that one.
What is their DC?
Probably not a
Constitution save.
13.
Could be a
22.
blight.
I'll
Could
take
be-
a 22.
Could be blight.
Okay. That succeeds.
Yep. By the way, just for
And-
reference, a 13 failed, right?
Who knows? I'm not going to tell
Ah.
Also,
you. You don't get to know.
if the professor is worried about Alvina getting dominated, maybe them being invisible doesn't actually matter because Alvina can currently see invisibility.
why,
so you're
yeah.
gonna get it fucked up either way.
Yeah. But as suddenly a cone of cold blasts into your face,
Okay. That's
as you
less
just
bad than
fucking
I was
tank
expecting.
that shit, as you take half of 29 cold damage,
14,
and then account for any cold resistances or anything you may have.
I do not.
14 damage.
14 cold damage.
Technically, it's actually 11. Because Gwent gave me the... No, not Gwent. What's it called? The point gave me that overshield. Albina's just still like... Well, that was rude, as her hair, I imagine, is like spiked ice backwards.
You see Azami now visible, kind of staring at just Alvina. Full frozen blast of face, still just holding her. You see her look very panicked all of a sudden.
That was very rude. Don't do that.
Just start squirming, trying to get out of your grip. But that is Azami. Lou Grim, you're currently being grappled 30 feet up from the ground by an Oni who is using you as a hostage, but seems unable to get through your armor of Agathis. What would you like to do? Like, you guys are just like strong arming diplomacy here.
Did you expect anything different from this group?
That's fair.
I am changing that. 'Cause I'm gonna give him a shock.
Fair.
Got a shocking grasp.
You're just gonna
Yes.
tase him?
Yes.
Go for it.
Do it.
Fucking... Yes!
26.
Uh,
Is it a hit?
definitely does. He's got nothing against lightning, as he takes the full 10 lightning damage. And as you can imagine, he's going to drop you.
You just can't take reactions now because, yay.
Well, it's more just you just shocked him, so he's just going to release you, and you are going to drop 30 feet. So, Luke Graham, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check to see if you can break your fall.
Come on, Lou. Damn it, Lou!
Oh no, unfortunately, you're going to
So
take
far,
that cool...
floors have damaged us more today than anything else.
You're going to take 14 bludgeoning damage as you smack down on your ass. But you were on the ground, you are now free. You are next to a giant Eton that is kind of just like standing there, just like showing off his club.
Yeah,
I imagine the essence like an
know
animated
that
beef at this
it's an
point,
ally.
just doing the...
Both its heads are arguing, if it's an A.
That's fair.
God, it's going to be like Smeagol Golem.
Yeah.
But you can move however you want to. Have you any bonus actions or anything you want to do?
Just walk away from the Oni.
Is he friendly to me? I'm thinking of the end, sorry.
The end's not real.
The end is an illusion, and
Yeah, the end is-
it isn't real. And the Oni is up in the air, so it's too far away from you. So yeah, you can just move wherever you want. Zormir, it is your turn.
I'm going to Hex the Oni.
Right, go for it. That's just bonus action. It has Hex now, right?
Yes.
Got
that
a
Hunter's
little
Mark?
reminder on it for us.
Is that Hunter's Mark, but he has to pick a stat as well?
Yeah, I've got to pick a stat.
What's the feel for
And
this? These are castings.
Deal extra 1d6 necrotic whenever it hits. Whenever hit it with an attack.
What, you gonna hex?
I'd
Pick
pick
its
either,
charisma.
like, yeah, I'll pick charisma or strength, depending
I
on,
was going to go for
you know.
strength because I didn't know they were very charismatic.
Yeah.
Maybe wisdom if we want to deal with them, but...
If it can't catch you and it can't hit you, then, you know, fair fight.
I can't grab him anymore.
I'll go with strength.
Alright. Zormir, is your turn.
Okay, I cast Enlarge Reduce on myself. I say, oh, so it's because you can't see the armor that well. You can't see the detail and work I put into myself.
Giant cow man! This is the best diplomacy I've ever seen.
Zarmir is so pissed.
Still just trying to pick up Zormir. Goes, behold, not only can he summon Ettins, he can grow in size.
You do not know how much actual Zormir cares about his work.
Oh,
that he's pissed. That
Go ahead and give me another persuasion check at advantage. Let's see if there's a chance you might be able to...
Double one!
Don't you fucking dare!
Please!
It is at advantage. Let's see. Another persuasion check.
A 10! I'll take it!
I've got my other 10. And screw you, Jamie. You're an asshole.
You see Akuma kind of just... electricity still kind of chalking through his body. Kind of look down now at the enlarged Zormir. Well, 13, okay. So kind of just... Okay. looks at it like, fucking whatever Alvina's doing, just tanking a full cone of cold. Gwen, all of this. Alright, maybe there's more to you than meet the eye. Maybe I was a little prejudiced in assuming that noise couldn't be artificers. Or have any magical inclination.
Now
I know.
Thank you.
If you so he kind of lowers his tone a little bit, so only Zormir and Lou can really pick him up. You know, if you call back your allies and let us finish what we were doing, we could show you something that you might find interesting as an artificer. We're doing a little magical experiment.
I could help if you want.
We're already in the progress. We just need to finish.
Well, the thing is,
Okay, show me what you're doing.
Well, you have to let Zami finish it. Call your allies back.
I can try, but she doesn't listen to me very well. Avina!
Yeah?
Let her finish what she's doing!
Oh, what's she
We may
doing?
be able to make some more friends if we help them.
What's she doing?
They will tell us if we let them finish.
I mean, that's a bad choice, man.
Yeah, we'll show you.
Why don't you just tell us first?
Yeah, get information for information.
Oh,
You don't just let people have information. That's currency. Have I taught you nothing?
how about this?
They're like across the room.
Can Alvina do something even though it's not her turn on this particular one?
It depends how actiony it is.
It's basically she's gonna, because she's still holding Inzami up, right?
Mhm.
She's gonna like hold her at arm's length, like turn her around so she's actually facing. It's like, will you promise to tell me right now, at least vaguely, what you're doing, and then I'll put you down. Like holding her up like a baby.
Alvina, give me a persuasion check.
Okay. She's
Natural one for you.
She's great. She's great at these. I'm fine if I get natural one as the thing.
15.
Okay, it's a little bit persuasive, and to be fair, you guys aren't inherently, well, you're a little bit hostile.
Are we out
not,
of turn order?
Not quite yet. Oh, but if you want to talk or anything, you can.
Fair. It's just because I want to decode. I want to detect thoughts. Is that fair?
Not yet.
Fair. Let me know if that's fair.
The dialogue is fine, and only this short little bit of dialogue. But I'll let you do that on your next turn. Also, because we're moving on from Zormir anyway, because he's already done his action. Izami kind of looks at you, and you know what? For that, we're going to get back to it in a moment. As the point, actually, let's have a support round first. This is Zormir. You did your action, right? Is that your turn?
Yeah, that was enlarge myself so you could see the armor better, because I'm.
Since we're still not officially kind of in full combat yet, which is a lot of the support action helps, Drax is actually going to take this time to hog the spotlight and actually whisper to Zormir, or kind of send you a teleporting message. I am fascinated by what they're doing. They're using the Void Arcan. Have you had a look at the Void Arcanite propellers yet?
I can vaguely see them.
As you actually kind of glance up to them, you notice that they're actually in a slightly different shape than you remember them. Normally the propellers are, well, propeller-shaped, but these ones seem to have somehow been molded into more spherical spikes.
They've reforged them somehow.
Yes. And if you look over there, as he kind of draws your eyes to this very out-of-place, large, almost sarcophagus-like construction that appears to be sized for a giant, but there's a few there's etchings of arcane glyphs around the edges of it, and a strange kind of form and style to it that seems out of place with the rest of the giant architecture here. What is happening here? It could be very valuable knowledge. But with that, the point, it is your turn before we get to Izami's response.
Okay.
This is kind of all happening in the same 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, the point's getting slightly upset that he can't actually see what's going on down there. So I think he'll just try and
You just say, oh,
wander over to the edge, look down, just cast Levitate on himself through the Bandlore, and just hover down.
Yep, that's very
Make sure he doesn't actually... Just hover down to here and just turn to Kuma and say, right, we cool?
Kuma just kind of looks at you.
We cool, and just turns around and walks away.
You know, did
is
the
that your
finger
action?
guns.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Unless anyone needs some more healing, nope.
I could use
That's it.
Nope.
So, unless
Oh,
anyone
yeah.
currently within 10 feet of me needs some healing.
Nope.
Zormir.
Giant Zormir could probably do with some healing.
Professor, while all this is happening, what would you like to be doing?
So,
Alvina hasn't dropped this
No.
healing woman yet.
I'm
has she?
holding it like a baby, like high above my head.
Yep. Yeah, she's been blasted with cold energy, which I'm assuming probably put out this forge-looking fire here, right? Because
no, she was deliberately aiming the cone away from it, so it would have been in this direction.
Would it be an action to inspect/break chains? See, if I was 9th level, Chris, I would have already cast Bigby's hand and be wrenching those propellers out of the face of this guy.
That's a real shame, that is.
Yep.
I'm going to sneak round and attempt to palm something to Gwent and continue on my way. Do I need to roll a sleight of hand check so the Oni doesn't see it, or since we're behind their back and she's focused on Alvina, we can just manage it?
And you're invisible.
Oh, that's fine. It's more. Do you alert Gwent in any way to like the sudden
He's gonna
invisible
scream!
person?
Because Gwen's gonna shit himself.
Invisible creature handing her something.
I don't know. Do you want to roll a charisma save, Gwent, to see if you hold your shit together?
To be fair, I'm just fine with you guys role playing this. You don't need to roll. It's about how you want your characters to react in this situation.
Yeah,
you guys know your characters, James.
Yeah.
What are you trying to pants?
Well, I'm trying to palm you. Where was it? It was on here.
For anyone curious, look at the Discord if you want to see how I'm holding this lady.
Sorry,
Yep,
I had a thing in my Oh no, that one's.
Well, that's fair. While you do that, because I've been meaning to go a 5-second break there. We'll have a 5-second break there, and we'll find out if this party succeeds in a diplomacy, or if it all goes tits up at some point.
Yep.
While James figures out what is they're actually handing over.
I found that.
I'm sure. I had the thing written right here, and it's now gone from my inventory.
Yeah.
I had psychic bomb ? And then beneath it was the thing, and it's gone. I can't even remember what the thing was.
See if the thing. You had a couple. Yeah, you looted stuff. I can't remember if it's still here. No.
Was it some kind of goo?
There was a goo. Well, I can't palm you my Wand of Wonder at all. Oh no! It was written. Sorry, it was written. Sorry, it was written on my. It was written on my other character sheet. That's what it was. Let me see.
Yeah, the problem is if you take an action to hand something to someone, then you'd become visible.
No.
Isn't it taking an action or casting a spell?
Aggressive action.
Yeah, it's like making a punch or an attack. Yes, I've got it written down here. It's my bag of colding. And then a little post-it note on it would say, "Get this on her head."
Oh no!
I'm back.
So that kidnap does occur, and I would move past.
Whoa! Kidnap? What? I got back at a weird time.
Or at the very least, suffocate.
No.
Nope.
Why are we
Still not supporting that.
No.
Why are we kidnapping the Oni now?
Also, none of you can reach unless you're flying.
Yeah.
She's
the
an
only
Oni
person who
being
can-
held off the ground at arm's length by one of the taller party members.
Oh, how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot, but the Oni is a size large creature, so.
I am
only size-
7 foot.
Yeah, Gwent is a centaur. It's basically a guy on top of a horse.
He's still probably not
That
tall
sort
enough.
of height. I don't know.
And we know
Mostly
Gwen
because-
can't jump for shit.
Mostly because of
That
the
is true.
You probably can't reach the head, but you can probably
That's
reach
why, yeah.
part of it.
Mhm.
You can
Oh,
reach
so
it.
I'm gonna-
100% you can reach it. The head's the hard part.
I'm looking at invisibility, and it says anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it stays on the target's person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell.
Oh, it was attack.
Um,
I thought
yeah,
it was just
attacks
an
or
action or
casts.
something.
No, no,
So
actually.
I'm gonna palm you. I'm gonna palm you a small satchel that smells vaguely of fresh fish, because that's an actual item in D&D. It's a chest of preserving, but it's reflavored as a bag, bag of colding. So we're gonna preserve her as I move past, and I'm gonna use my action to either break the chains or some such thing. Essentially, try and free this guy.
The dead giant.
Look at my spells. Yeah, I want the Arcanite spikes, or at the very least, I want Arcanite. You know, is my goal. Is my raison d'être.
I really like that the rest of the party is almost like talked them around, and the professor's gonna get into a fight. I'm gonna have to kill them all.
It's a 1 minute casting.
Or we could just kill the No.
That's a good start. Let's go. Let's go with that option.
Alright, I am back. Professor, did you decide on your action?
Yeah, so I palm Gwent my bag of colding with a post-it attached to it that says, "Get this on the Oni's head," which I probably would have scribbled frantically on the post-it and stuck to it. It becomes visible as Gwent gets it, and I move away as per the spell invisibility. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to get to what I deem to be a weak link in the chains, or some such thing, and I'm going to attempt to... This can be a really bad situation very quickly if it turns out this thing comes to life and just the chains around it are weakened. But you know what?
I like that I have an idea what they're doing and I'm actually fine with it, is the thing.
I've already clocked on. They're obviously trying to make this stone giant into a void giant.
I wasn't thinking that at all, actually. I was thinking they're trying to bring back their dead friend who's in that box over there.
Ah, right. Okay. I was...
No.
Okay.
Dead friend who's right here, I'd say.
I was thinking this one that specifically looks like a coffin, and is about giant-sized.
Yeah.
Who knows? But Professor, you get to the weak point in the chain.
I hate when you say "who knows." You know. You know.
Who knows?
I do know.
Indeed. The giant is still a creature, right?
It's dead.
No, it's a corpse.
Dead is an object.
Okay, that changes things then. I will. That has changed things. That's annoying.
So just to check, the corpse counts as an object.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, that's a bad question.
So I can carry this object then.
If you have sufficient strength.
If I were to dimension door with this object.
I'm pretty sure there's a size requirement.
Yeah, give me a second.
It's the same size, isn't it?
It has to be the same size for you to dimension door.
Only if it's a creature.
No, I'm pretty sure you can't take giant objects with you.
Just the size requirement in general.
What it doesn't weight doesn't exceed what you can carry.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't think you can carry a stone giant. Alvina, maybe. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shot, but
It's gonna look very awkward, Alvina, like 2 size categories smaller. But there's a non-0% chance.
yeah, it's not easy.
Zormir could at least attempt to in their enlarged state.
Mm-hmm.
Assassin will have no problem.
Yeah, with a mighty 3 size category difference.
Then...
Tank bold.
Oh... I've got to do it. I think. Yeah.
Unless Zormir was to...
Oh, is the giant large or smaller?
No. It's
No.
giant.
It is huge.
It's huge.
The smallest giant.
Damn.
The smallest giant is size huge.
Could Zormir
And Stone
reduce
Giant's
the
pretty
size of the giant?
So
Like
annoying.
you'd think with the word giant.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, to be fair, this isn't even a homebrew monster. This is just a regular stone giant.
Yeah.
Right. I
Send
point
the
my-
name.
Well, I just thought I'd check all available options before I inevitably plunge the party into conflict right now.
Speaks of which, it's actually a size too large on the map. There
It's
we go.
3 by
That's
3,
3 by
right?
3.
I assumed it
Now
was
it
just for like effect, essentially.
This thing definitely looks dead, right?
If
Yes.
it's not, it wishes it was.
Okay, I'm gonna point my Wand of Wonder at the chain, because there's no way I'm wrenching it and breaking it free, because it's a thick, heavy chain. It's slightly weak in terms of the rest of the massive, heavy chain that is 5 foot.
That's correct,
Right.
yes.
So I'm gonna point my Wand of Wonder at it and hope that something happens, because I'm just activating a magic item.
I'm pretty sure something will happen.
Yeah, something will happen, but
How good it is, different story.
I won't become visible when I use this thing. So I'm going to point my
Well,
Wand
it
of
depends.
Wonder at it.
Does the object say you are casting a spell through it?
That's a good question.
If the effect causes you to cast a spell. So hopefully it's not a spell that's being
Wand
cast.
of Wonder.
Yes, because items do genuinely say they cast the spell.
Go for it.
If you're using a speed fireball,
You
it
know
says
what?
you are using the effect.
I'm really hoping that this is between a 63 and
So,
65, because then an object disappears into the ethereal plane, and I'm hoping
I also
it's
love,
going to
fair.
be the chain.
I also love
If
that
the effect says you cast, you cast.
I also love that it's below a
here we go.
30. You automatically become visible because the only one that isn't a casting spell in that is stunning yourself, which breaks your concentration.
Yes. anyway, here we go. I'm gonna sort of point it in like it's a gun almost, and just sort of whisper a prayer and say,
Jimmy, do all the jinxing you want on this one.
Catro!
To 98.
No.
To 90. I just want a stream of gems to come out.
I honestly,
That's a
I
really
want
hope-
an 80 to 84.
I want the butterflies to come out.
This works. and I use my action to cast use my Wand of Wonder.
Go for it, come on, let's roll.
Directly at the
Yep, we
weakened
got it.
chain. Here we
Please,
go.
please be an 80.
Oh.
Please be an 80. 28.
28.
This is bad. I think you stunned yourself.
28.
28, no, you cast Stinking Cloud.
Okay.
A nasty cloud look.
You just start
Oh,
visible.
massive. That's great.
As a poisonous cloud forms around the chain. You're confident it does nothing to the chain.
Yeah.
I'm turned
it's-
now visible.
It is heavily
Turns out
obscured.
visible.
though.
Does it not just
It's
eat through the
heavily-
chain because it smells so
Oh.
bad?
No,
It's not bad.
it doesn't.
It's
a poison
heavily
effect.
Obscured. It's heavily obscured around me. So
Oh, I
Poison
assume you're not in the
yourself.
cloud.
20. It only encompasses me.
Yeah, it's you.
It doesn't. It's no one else. And since it's
Poison.
my turn already, I don't have to make the Constitution saving throw. So I'm gonna move around away from the fog. Also,
Well, no, remember, you were over
Normally-
here, right? So that's 10 movements to get to Gwen, and then 20 to get over
10,
here. How much movement you got here? You got more than 30?
25, 30. Shit.
Because your action, because you used your action to cast.
So you're actually out of movement in that Stinking
I
Cloud.
am out of movement. Oh dear.
You're at least
You're just doing it the wrong way around. Normally you turn invisible and walk away after casting the Stinking Cloud.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
hey, nobody can see you, but that's because they can only see the Stinking Cloud now. Assassin,
they
it's your
can't see
turn,
the
I believe.
giant either. My bonus action, my junk dragon is gonna stay well back from the poison cloud. Quite frankly, and
fair.
observe the situation. I'm gonna go into its eyes so that I can see, because this is heavily obscured. So I shift from my form. I abandon my my own robot body, and my soul enters my junk device, who's just watching Alvina. That's
But
it.
Assassin, it is your turn.
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Nice, you cast it.
It means that I can focus on someone, so I'll focus on. Keep scrolling down when I'm pushing to talk.
I noticed,
I can't
yeah.
fucking spell. I think it's just surface thoughts. Yeah, I initially learned the surface thoughts as an action, and when I cast the spell or as my action any other time, I can like search for thoughts.
Yep, so what would you like to do? Would you like to just get the surface thoughts for now, or would you like to probe straight away?
I think I want to get surface thoughts and see if there's anything there.
Who are you targeting? Azami?
Azami.
Izami, immediately her surface thoughts are, let me go. I need to finish. I need to release the lever. I need to hammer down. We need to finish this. And just that on repeat.
They'll say as part of it, I can probe.
Yep. So would you like to probe?
Yeah, they must make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw for an Oni mage. They do have proficiency in the save, but it is only a D4. That's a 9. They fail.
Nice.
Is there anything particular you probe for?
I'm trying to probe for basically what they're doing.
Yeah.
It says, if it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as a worry, love, hate.
That sounds bang
Okay.
on.
You get distress, concern, worry, tinge of anger, the fact she's being just held up by this annoyed individual.
6 foot elf.
Kaylee already knows what their goal here is to do.
Okay.
So I can share that with the party when you have a moment if you want to share that.
Yeah.
As for kind of the looming figure, she seems to be incredibly preoccupied by another entity. This what was her name? Izzy. Appears to be concentrated on a person called Izzy that is incredibly close to her. She seems to have a lot of concern for it, as well as a lot of kind of distrust and hatred to the Oni King.
No.
Oh, I like it.
Oh no, I just realised what's going on here.
Okay.
Is it similar to what I thought?
And right. I am slightly confused about how encode thought works as a result of this, because it is an action, which means I can't do it on the same turn, right?
Mhm.
But it does say if you cast a spell while concentrating on a spell or ability that allows you to read or manipulate thoughts of others, such as detect thoughts, you can transform the thoughts of the memories you read rather than your own into a thought strand. Does that mean I have to cast it next turn
yes.
as a full action?
Yeah.
Unfortunately so.
Right, cool, that's fine. It's a weird thing that it is an
Yeah.
action.
But essentially states you don't lose your concentration, or you can keep your concentration while doing it on detect thoughts.
Right, cool.
Mind magic's just kind of weird in 5e, honestly. So
Then just assume that that's my next action, and so
Okay.
just yoink that. And then I'll also essentially reach up out of the bag to like tug at something on Alvina to try and get her attention to like look down at me, and just have the little squids kind of climb up onto her shoulder and just like whisper in her ear like what they're doing and what they're worried about.
Cool, and I'll also do Izzy's response in a moment before Alvina's turn. But Gwen, while all this is happening, is there anything particular you want to focus on? You've just been handed this bag from the professor.
Can I ask, how is the giant being supported up, or is it laying down with these spells?
It is laying down, so it is lying on the slab, the anvil hammer above its head, it falling down onto the spike bases.
How big is the anvil hammer compared to the spike bases?
It's hitting both of them simultaneously, so it's about
10 feet?
maybe 20 by 20.
Okay.
Oh, it's huge then.
Yeah, real
Okay.
big fucking hammer.
And there's
Giant proportioned.
Metal Image is one of those hammers. If you've seen that, like the sequence in The Hobbit where there's like they're forging gems, there's those massive hammers come down. If anyone remembers that bit, that's what I imagine, like that size, big freaking hammers. If that's about right.
Would I need to make an investigation check to see if I could just roll the giant's head to the side so he's not facing the hammer? Or is his head, like, locked in place?
His head is not locked in place. You could turn it to the side, but then the hammer would be coming down on the side of its face.
Oh, that'd be gory.
Instead of the bases of the spikes.
It would be gory, but it'd give us a chance before they do anything. Not just release the handle, bang, it's all over. So I am going to do that because I'm looking at the bag and I'm freaking out about having to murder somebody that hasn't actually attacked anybody yet.
It's an interesting combat, isn't it?
It's a full-on murder, and Gwent is lawful good.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pack up, charge, and then hit the giant on the side of the head so his head tilts to the side.
Yep, it takes you a bit of... Well, it takes your full action and strength to do so because it's a giant's head, but you do so.
Yep.
Is that your turn? Anything else you'd like to do?
Actually, you know what I will do as well? I'm just gonna cast Sanctuary on Alvina just in case any other shenanigans are gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
No, this works. Before we get to Alvina's turn, effectively at the start of it, Zami's going to kind of look at you, and with your, I believe it was above 15 persuasion check,
Yep.
And Zami's going to kind of calm a little bit and stare into your eyes. You can kind of see this anxiety and worry kind of coming over her face as she kind of looks at you with this look of despair and just, fine, please, you have to let us finish. This is the only way we can save our little sister.
You got
Please.
it.
There we go.
Knew it. He's like, you got it. Immediately puts it down.
Thank you. And you see a little squid kind of crawling up your side, whispering into you. How much detail do you want to give them? Just everything?
Pretty much of just like the sort of cliff notes, as it were.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're trying to Frankenstein the giant here. I'm not quite sure how or what, but it definitely creepy. They try to bring back the giant. Apparently they feel antagonized by somebody called the Oni King. There's this little Oni girl in her mind called Izzy that she keeps focusing on. Yeah, I think she's telling the truth.
Okay. Anything I can help with?
There you go, yeah. You content with that?
I'm content with that. That's a good bit of info.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
But yeah, she gets onto her feet, still towering over you at
Yeah.
like 10 feet.
This is 4 feet tall and nothing.
Just stares down at you.
Anything you need help with?
I mean, if you could... She looks over at the giant, now its head now turned to the side. Turn its head back and... if you just hammer it down, we're about 2 hammers away from being ready for the final preparation.
Okay. I mean, just gonna walk over and put the head back.
So, like, Assassin pops full head out of bag, as Alvina's like walking over and is just like to Azumi, like, you know, if we help you, you're not gonna kill us, right?
Looks over at Akuma. I won't, but he's got a bit of pride.
That's fair. I mean, we can do something about that if you give us enough time to get out of there. We won't like hurt him, you know?
No, I think we can maybe persuade him if you guys will help. Would you guys help with Izzy?
Yeah, sure. We'll talk about it when we get your little sister back.
Yeah, okay. I'm going with whatever they
bright,
want.
shining smile.
Like, Assassin is literally getting walked backwards and is just like, I don't know, I go wherever this one goes. Whatever they want, let's do it.
I'll be
As you go over to the head, Gwent having just like finished using all their strength to tilt the head by one side.
Are we?
I mean, the sweat pouring off his brow.
We're helping
So
out.
are we helping?
Yes,
Okay.
Why?
because they're trying to bring their dead little sister back, which I empathise with.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that is the kind of thing that we should do with save
Yeah,
children.
the
Yeah,
people would
pretty
just turn back to
sure.
Akuma and say,
Pretty
You
sure
could have
the
just
sister's not
said.
dead, y'all. It's not really a dead sister situation, at least not yet. I don't know, I don't want to assume.
Oh, we'll bring your sister to whatever is wrong with her. We'll fix it.
I'm not sure how you do that with Arcanine, but I'm intrigued.
We're gonna figure it out.
But yeah, it's just your object interaction to move the head back if you'd like. You can use your action to pull down the lever to activate the hammer.
Yeah.
Alright, you go over to one of the levers and another rhythmic thud radiates out into the cavern as the spikes are nearly fully embedded into the eyes now. But you also have a support round then Akuma. as Akuma is now just kind of looking down at the party and Zormir and... But they're insolent!
No.
You! Large metallic cow!
Dr. Zormir.
The point just points to himself briefly and then just looks aside and goes, "Oh, wait, hang on."
It's metallic cow.
I'm willing to... And you can see Akuma's really struggling with this part. Concede the possibility that you may have some semblance of intelligence.
Very well. I'm going to assume that you know some artificery, considering the ring on your finger.
Oh, I didn't make this. Are you with the Republic?
Nope.
No.
Then
What
who
Republic?
are you with?
I mean, technically, but also I'm like I don't know, like, I'm
been
like kind of a
stolen.
lone agent.
Ah.
Like, I'd go back if they'd want me, but at the same time, like, okay, they've not come for me.
You've been
And I'm
stolen.
more,
Uh,
yeah, that's true. Then no, I'm not.
I'd
You're
say
a prisoner.
I'd say we're
You know.
I don't know, does this
It's
look like a
technically
prison buddy?
kidnapping.
Like, sitting in, like, the hammock as comfy as fuck, eating an orange? Does this look like a prison to you? I don't think so.
Just leaning on like a pile of loot sticking out of the bag.
To be honest, with no one, we
We just kind of
Really,
showed up.
are trying to work to recover some of our own stuff.
Oh yeah, those were attached to our airship, these things that were hammering into the head.
Yes.
Yes, we saw that.
Yeah, he built it.
Yes.
That is. I'm not willing to concede that much.
That's fair. He did, but...
If you want the rest of your propellers, or your spears, or whatever they are,
Propeller.
Doji
Point.
took the other 6 back to the king.
Ah, okay.
And where would we
fuck's sake.
find this king?
Can you get to work with 6 Zomir?
Possibly, yes, I
Cool.
think so. But it'll maybe be a bit slower, or
Ooh, can
not
we
get
use,
as much altitude.
could we
and-
use something to replace the 2 missing ones?
Possibly.
That's a decent
Does-
shout, right?
I mean, there's some other Arcanites here that we work with. I mean, I managed to make some use of this vermilion stuff.
Ooh, could you make one that uses fire? We get fire propelled. Would that work? It'd
If
look,
That's
you
a
want to
turbo.
burn the
it'd look really
Uh,
cool, though.
if you want to burn down the airship, then. But can we deal with the matter at hand and help these people?
Already
I
am
think it's-
helping. I can walk. I can talk and do things.
I don't need the help of Noid. My sister and I are all that is necessary to save our kin.
I'm gonna help
Uh,
anyway.
You're working
Many
with.
hands make light work.
Yeah.
You're,
I will
mean,
at least
you're working
allow
with-
you to be a distraction for us.
I mean, you're working with Arcanite. I know.
I'm very
Arcanite
good at
very
that.
well. Very well, and I'm. I mean, I'm your size now.
Yes. Well, we know a little bit of magic. We've studied the other blue Oni. But, as I mentioned, Duoji of the Red Clan took your other propellers back to the king. It was all we could do to hold on to these 2. We had to pull a lot of bargains in for it. But with it, that king will suffer for his insolence.
Ooh,
We
I
all suffer for insolence!
Well,
approve of that.
if you're going after the king and he has my propellers, I would be willing to help as well.
Fine. But I want to make it very clear that we do not need your help.
I mean, yeah, you said you would. You seem to be doing a pretty good job, honestly. We're just helping out to make it faster.
If anything, we would be helping you.
Really?
Yeah, we
No.
just established that.
Oh.
No, I don't like the sound of that either. We will not help you, but we may achieve our own objectives at the same time and
Simultaneously?
place together. By coincidence.
That works for me.
But you must let us finish what we have started.
I'm already helping you.
I see.
I'm
Then-
just pulling the lever I've been told to pull.
Then I want an apology by the other metallic one.
Which
Where
one?
is the professor?
The point again points to himself.
I'm sure
and
we
goes,
could get an apology from them.
Professor, apologise.
I mean, I can only help you for another
None
minute.
of you
Or...
have seen me in however long it's been.
Alvina has.
Oh yeah. Gotta drop that spell on you.
And remember, Alvina can see for a mile.
Yeah, you can't escape
But,
her.
kind of hovers down to be a little bit more level with Zormir, just hovering 5 feet off the ground now.
I can only-
Zami. Yep.
I can only hold this form for a little bit longer, so if you need any help, I'll need to do it quickly.
Now's
No,
the
we just
time
need
to
not
ask.
the interruption. We're almost there. Izami, are you able to do the final impaling?
The much darker final countdown.
Yes. Alvina, actually, did you give your name?
Yes, I did.
This little one.
I said Alvina a few
Managed
times.
to get a second one. If we could just raise it up.
Okay.
As with her action, a third hammer strikes down, for a third time, the hammer strikes down, impaling the spikes fully into the eye sockets of the stone giant.
Can I cast Featherfall on the spikes so they do nothing?
You cannot.
No?
No, because you are
Can't see.
you are seeing through the junk dragon.
But also, isn't it creatures? I don't think you can cast Featherfall on objects.
I'm actually not sure on that one.
What,
So I do have a
it's-
thing that can
let's say
stop this. I'm
creatures.
just
I
not
thought it was
going to.
levitate for
Surely
objects
rule of
and
cool.
Featherfall for creatures.
More
Well, I want to
importantly,
stop this from happening.
I'm more thinking about what if it takes an action to see through find familiar than that. Yeah, as an
There is a
action, you
reaction.
can see through their eyes. So you aren't looking through your familiar's eyes, unfortunately, because I've got at least a here by action economy. I'm willing to rule through a lot of things. Action economy, not so much. So unfortunately, Professor, you are still obscured, and also I like you being hoisted by your own fatad. I'm sorry. I kept thinking about
Yeah.
myself. It's hilarious. The story dictates it.
I mean, it is concentration, so I can just easily drop the concentration and then cast it. Surely.
It's still the other action. You need another turn.
Well, no, I can cast it from myself. Because it's concentration spell.
Yeah, that's true. You could just drop it.
It's if it would hang in the air or not. It would be up to you. If you have a story thing that you want to do, and
No,
it
it's fine.
sort of hangs in the air for a round, and the professor emerges from it and just goes no kind of thing,
And Alvina just jumps.
this thing happens, I'm fine with it. As long as it contributes to the story in some cool way, I'll be fine with it. It's up to you.
I remember just reading things out. Yeah, there's
'cause
nothing
it-
stopping you from dismissing it. That's fine. I'm willing to do it. As the stinking cloud evaporates around you, and you're able to see the falling hammer into the spikes, you begin channeling your magic. More importantly, it uses up your spell slots, which is always useful to me.
Yeah.
It's really only
Yeah,
counter
it
spell,
does.
is it?
The ones don't have counterspell.
That'd be very funny.
That's another first level.
But more importantly, this sends Akuma into a rage. As Akuma sees all of this happening, sees you emerge, as suddenly the hammers are thinging down and don't quite make the full impact, not propelling the spikes in. What?
I cannot allow this.
I can.
I will not allow this.
Okay, I'm gonna allow it.
Given that it's pretty much only the Professor who's against, is anyone else not the Professor against completing whatever the Onis are doing?
Nope.
Kaylee is cautious, but Kaylee's not there.
Yeah, can I do a quick Arcana check just to check whether I think this is going to do what they say it's going to do?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
That would be my action next turn as well, to kind of make sure it's gonna, like, as soon as I know for sure it's not gonna, go on a rampage against us, I'd be fine with it. But right now, I don't know enough about the.
That's fine. It's just
about
when
the
I take us out of
situation.
initiative. I'm effectively going to take us out of initiative and go into a party debate,
Okay.
Okay.
since there is a split in the party. But Professor, also give me an
Is
Arcana.
Danganronpa
Yeah.
Scrum debate?
Debate!
Yeah. Debate flashes up on the screen in front of all the characters, a la JoJo and etc. Arcana. Here we go. If we're rolling that one.
There is actually a feature
information.
when in
Ooh.
Danganronpa when the room is split. It's great.
But the point and the Professor, as you're kind of given the consideration of what you know of our Arcana and magic and all of that with your proficiency, just impaling magical crystals into a skull, in
It won't work,
theory,
will it?
maybe do something, but Void Arcanite, you would at least, especially with that check, would know that Void Arcanite is all to do with space and movement, teleportation, momentum.
It's the wrong kind of Arcanite.
Kind of all those things. Impaling it into the eyes of a corpse shouldn't bring it to life in any way. Or...
Okay.
Your experiment is flawed. Your method is flawed.
The point will...
You are flawed. I will not allow it.
No need to be that rude. Why are you rushing?
I think they are not Russian, they are Oni.
That was terrible.
Shut up, Lumpy. You've done worse.
I know I've done worse, but that was particularly bad.
So you keep saying you need to get this done quickly. Why is there a rush?
Yeah, he looks to Zormir. I thought you said that we could finish it!
You can.
And yet your pea-brained allies who can't comprehend the genius of what we're trying are asking futile questions while they get in our way.
This is
Are you
just
with
like
us
home.
or against us?
I love being called a futile little peant. Just like
You just
being
see
at home.
Azami kind of just shaking her head. He's so stubborn sometimes.
All I'm asking, why the rush? It'll take you 3 seconds to tell us what.
Azami kind of comes out into the open. Akuma, they have... They're valid questions. You have to remember, Noids are a little slower than most creatures.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been
You have
called-
to explain.
I've been called
If-
that
They've got
a
little
lot.
legs.
I was
If
called
we're-
that from childhood.
If we're out of initiative, would I be able to do my encode thought thing?
Yes,
Yeah.
let's go for it.
So yeah, Assassin will get out of the bag and like splooge over to. I'm presuming because I'm shorter, I won't make it over to where
Well,
Azumi is.
splooge
But
over.
like, yeah, splooge.
Splooge.
Okay. That's, no, that's fine. Just making sure I heard.
Yeah, you heard correctly. Splooge.
Uh-huh.
And probably like stand in between and just kind of do like I'm a little baby kobold, please explain it to me like I'm 5 routine of just being like, I don't understand, can someone explain it to me, I don't get anything, I was taking a nap and now I'm waking up and now I'm very scared, can someone explain it to me, just like blinking like stupidly much, just being like, please explain it to me. Just trying to kind of get his like, I'm a dumb Noid energy, you know? I'm a big dumb Noid, teach me.
Teach me,
Teach me your smart ways.
Teach me, senpai.
Eagle-eyed party members will now notice there is like a thin silver sort of like band that kind of floats around Assassin, which is the encode thought, just sort of floating about.
I just assume you've got something stuck to you from my bag.
Yeah, it almost looks like a little bit of like tinsel, like one strand.
Please, do it for Izzy. They might... I know as strange as it might sound and as ludicrous, they might be able to help. And if not, they could at least prove a distraction for the king while we get Izzy. I know.
That's how it works. Okay.
I know. Fine, I will explain this in simple terms that you can understand.
Please slow
We're-
down, I don't understand
We're
already.
only rushing to get it done before you could prevent us from getting it done. We were more than happy to take our time before you arrived.
Oh, that makes sense.
Can I make it?
Yeah, go for it. But apparently, that was harder to do than anticipated. You're wormy little buggers, aren't you?
Can I float my detect thoughts over just for his general surface as well? Since I can do that.
Yes, incredibly annoyed. Why am I dealing? I should just murder them all so we can get it done. I'm more powerful than them. What insolence is this?
I wanna look like a sweet baby little worm. I wanna be like,
2.
I didn't understand. I don't know what's going
3.
on. Please help.
Boom!
But inside, he seems incredibly annoyed. He doesn't seem in any way trying to deceive you or anything. He seems to be believing what he's saying at least. And it also makes sense that he only started rushing when you guys showed up. Otherwise, there was a rhythmic, like every 5-minute pattern to the swings.
Okay.
So, while this was happening, Zormir and Albina were just quietly discussing, and Albina had her hands just raised, like 2 fists balled over the giant's head. And
I threw him up.
And we just hammered it in with just brute force.
Wow. While you're doing all this, Professor would be able to see all this, as well as I assume Lou and the Point are kind of coming over. Abigail's taking her time getting down. Drax is hovering in a good vantage point, taking everything that's happening.
Yeah, the Point would help Abigail down. Okay.
Professor, it's very obvious as to what Alvina and Zormir is doing as you kind of glance over to them. Would you like to do anything with all this knowledge while this talking is going on? I'll continue to do the monologue for Akuma and explain stuff, but is there anything you'd like to do beforehand?
I'll inspect the body, if I may, and just see cause of death, if if they've got any sort of
spears,
like neural activators inhibited thingied into the Arcanite. I know that the Arcanite by itself isn't going to bring it back, but if they've got anything else linked into it.
Yep, give me a medicine check if you want to cause of death, and just give me a perception check for everything else.
Can I use my passive perception and just make a medicine check with my junk dragon sort of, because it's small, able to do a little sort of sweep, an exacting sweep of the.
Yep, that's fine. Go ahead and give me your medicine check.
Advantage. Cool.
In terms of perception, there is nothing obvious that you see. There's nothing embedded to him. It's literally just Arcanite on a corpse.
It's literally just Arcanite being hammered into a guy.
Just shoving plutonium into a body.
Yeah. So yeah, just by itself, it's not going to do anything. Cause of death. Shit, 30. Not 20.
It was spear wounds, wasn't it, to the chest?
I keep rolling that 20s.
Yep. God, even with the any of those. He looks like he's clearly died from several puncture wounds to the chest.
Any exact weapon with a 30 / not 20?
A long, pointy weapon that you are proficient with Arcana. As you take a kind of come over to the wound and really look with your amazing passive and medicine, go ahead and also give me an Arcana check as you see traces of what appears to be potentially gold Arcanite.
Yeah, my eye can 100% do that sort of zoom in thing that you see in Toy Story 2, you know?
Yeah, the one.
Like a
Zorg's one.
Yeah. Not so good. Only a 19 this time.
That is decent.
Only a 19.
Let's give you advantage on the Arcana check.
My Junk Dragon's assisting me. Sorry, that would be.
You know, it has to be capable of assisting you for you to get advantage on things.
Then it would be a 12. Let me just see what does it have medicine? It does not. It has blind sight. Does the blind sight help?
No, because there's literally nothing else to find.
Then I'll use. I feel like this is an important roll. I will just use my. I'll say I use my destiny point for this because we're towards the end of the session. Sure.
Yeah, it looks like it was made with some form of Arcanite tipped weapon, potentially a spear of some variety.
Possibly a gold-tipped Arcanite spear.
Yep.
This is good.
I want one.
I want spear. I really want that spear.
It sounds good,
to
doesn't
give
it?
to Gold. Gold's the living Arcanite, if I remember rightly. Would the Professor have that knowledge with their amazing intellect and research abilities? 20 intelligence, 16 wisdom. It might be rare,
You
but
you
would I
know
have
the
it?
basics of like it is the living Arcanite. You aren't proficient in kind of its applications or magical items that can be made from it,
Yeah.
but you know at least that much.
Oh, Arcanite Spear.
Since you do have
Gwent?
proficiency.
Question mark? I've just written Gwent? Question mark?
Gwent?
That's-
Question
God,
mark.
the
Gwent is real.
Oh god, I've broken it. I've broken the whole thing. All the way.
So, like I was saying, the process isn't complete. This was just stage 1. We next need to insert this. As he retrieves from behind his pack this glistening sphere of gold Arcanite with a little dagger-esque point coming off one side of it.
Can I-
Almost like a stabby
Based-
doorknob.
Yeah,
based
but
on
Would
the
I
depth. Based on the
be able
depth of the wound. Sorry, on you go, Kaylee.
would I be able to pull that as well for another encode thought? Just like the instructions, essentially, like as that's going on.
Oh, like the entire process?
Yeah. Like just kind of be like detecting thoughts and kind of just pulling it into like one coherent.
pulling up the
step.
IKEA specs.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm making a blueprint.
We can do this in the future, that means.
But no, it's very obvious that the base and kind of width and more triangular nature of the spike is far too pyramid shape, whereas the wounds are made by a very thin point, like a very pencil-like point.
Was murdered by pencils, got it.
It's very like pencil, you know.
Lead
That's a
poisoning.
more thinner thing. This is a very like chunky pyramid shape.
Did our
A
hammer
chunky
bone go off
boy.
then?
Oh yeah, did the hammer go off, by the
A
way?
chunky
yes,
point is right here.
The hammer goes off, and you guys just, with pure strength and endurance, smack the rest of those Arcanite into the eyes.
There you go.
See, helping.
Professor would whip round, fury in their eyes.
What?
Alvina just goes, cracks her knuckles. You want to try this?
I'm a cast
When-
fly on myself and rise up like vision in front of you.
And
Just
Allies
so
are a
we're
good
clear.
thing.
Just so we're clear. We need to
Vegas
research
point.
this fully.
no, we don't.
There's nothing
I
to
believe-
research. I
There is
put
everything to
the
research.
orb in the head. The giant comes back to life. We use the giant to kill the king.
This sounds
What's
great.
to
I'm
say
all
the
in for
giant-
regicide.
What's to
Let's do
say the
regicide.
giant would not simply attack you?
We love a bit of regicide. Does Noids love a bit of regicide, right?
Yep,
Right, Noids?
yep.
Like
Akuma,
nodding.
Alvina's like,
Akuma,
yep.
mate, could you just repeat what you just said? This is in character. Could you just repeat what you just said?
We take the sphere with the little
Mhm.
pointy bit at the end.
So we're
We put
recording.
it
Yeah.
into the forehead of the giant.
Yeah.
We put magical power into it to activate its effect.
hmm
The giant comes back to life.
Okay.
We use the power of the giant to kill the king,
Not
and
against
then
that.
we stay busy.
May I roll an
Okay.
Arcana check to see if that
Yeah.
would in any
My
way
question was:
seem
Is
to work?
Izzy the giant?
What? No, Izzy's our little sister. Izzy's an Oni.
She might have been adopted.
But
Is-
she's not. No, she's being held captive by the
Point.
Oni king.
Yes.
Okay, I apologise. Big misunderstanding. I'm with you.
I was assuming. Yeah, I
Okay,
assumed
This is
that
a-
was right. I was like, I don't see anything wrong with this point. I get what you're
Quickly,
talking about now.
the point turns to Professor Jones. Seems legit. Let them do it.
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, Oni King seems like bad guy. We kill bad guy.
Anyone who
I'm
kidnaps kids,
Let's do
bad.
that.
It's very rudimentary magic, but gold Arcanite does reanimate things. It wouldn't be really a resurrection so much as a Frankenstein animate.
Basically, make a giant flesh golem, essentially.
Pretty
okay.
much. They'd be more akin to making a golem than actually bringing the giant back to life.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I could
Um,
simply cast Raise Dead, and we could achieve the same. You could give us the Arcanite if I do this. I wish only for amicable peace, and for the Arcanite to be returned to their owners, and I point at Zormir and the party. I could simply cast Animate Dead on this corpse. If that is the end goal, the two goals are the same.
The power of the Void Arcanite wouldn't flow into their body. And also, it wouldn't be under our control.
Can at this point, my little squid boy has run over to the other side of the room with the orange, come like running over, like seemingly like absolutely exhausted by this point of having to like run physically along the floor, and just like is handing up the orange towards Akuma, and just like almost violently gesturing the orange towards him, and just assassin going, "Oh yeah, I think he thinks you're cranky because you're hungry. I'd take it. He's gonna bother you until you do.
What?
And honestly, I don't know, like he's existed before I have, so he might just bother you for eternity."
I'm also gonna be honest.
Insolence! What new insolence is this?
It's an orange. It's actually pretty tasty.
They're good, yeah.
It's not insolence. It's citrus.
It's just, are you attempting to poison me?
No, like I'll bite some if you
Yeah,
want.
Percy, I
but
can prove it's not. I've eaten hundreds of these.
They're really good.
We found a
honestly.
crate of them outside.
I've literally only been eating these since I got here.
It's been like a week.
Yeah, I know. Like,
You're
He
turning
hesitantly puts up the orange.
Zormir turns around and says, "What's your control method for this spell? For this
so-
Arcanite?"
you peel it. You don't want the outside stuff. I mean, it's okay, but like it's a bit waxy. You just want the stuff inside.
Wait, you've been peeling them?
That sounds like you just can't. You aren't strong enough of stomach. He
Oh
downs
yeah,
the
I'd be
entire
like, oh
orange.
yeah, then try it.
Oh, so yeah, Alvina's been like, just looks at you and go, "You've been peeling them?"
Oh yeah, that's where do you think the peels have been coming from? Oh, you might need to clear out your bag.
I was wondering. I've just been eating the peels.
What do you mean? What method of control? That's how golems work. You animate the golem, you control the golem.
Don't you need a book for that? I got told that nerds have books for that. Sorry, he said it.
I mean,
would I have heard of
simply
this?
inserting a living Arcanite.
Professor would not have any knowledge of a golem. Zormir definitely would. Zormir, that's definitely not how golems work. You need to do intricate control mechanisms and inscriptions on the actual body to keep control of it. They're effectively just making an uncontrolled golem.
Yeah, Alvina's just pulling it completely out of her ass. She has no idea. But she's just gonna go, I think you need a book for that.
I'm not surprised Alvina's doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's control inscriptions that you need to do. Do you not know basic artificery?
You see, just even with their pale blue skin, you can see some red flushes coming to Akuma's cheek.
Oh yeah, at this point, I'm like, Alvina, I might need more oranges. He's getting cranky again.
There you go. I just hand you like 7 oranges.
Insult me! I know more about artificery than you.
Okay, then how did I make this shield? As you see a gemstone in it.
Easy, big guy. Easy. Zormir, you really need to work on your people skills, dude.
I mean, I can help you with the
Yeah, he knows how to do it. Just let him do it.
I can make a construct for you.
No, this could be a trick. I still don't fully trust you.
Look, believe me.
Yeah, it's valid.
People have said that I'm a master liar. I'm really not. I am way too dumb to pull a trick. Just let him.
They're really not. They really are.
Yeah. Just let him write the words on the frickin' on the frickin' giant. You get a pet giant. We break in. We kill the Oni King. We save your little sister. We're all good, right?
And what's to stop you using the giant against us?
We're too lazy and we don't care.
If it's you who does the inscription, you control it.
Yep.
I'm merely telling you the inscriptions you need.
Also, I'm gonna be honest. I quite like you. Inzami's been very amicable so far. You've been a bit cranky, but you've been alright as well, to be honest.
The point probably turned to Lou and just say, do we even need a giant? I mean, we've got the Hydras.
We do have 2 Hydras, if that'll help.
Is that loudly enough so that they can hear us?
Yeah, we do have 2 Hydras, if that'll help.
Assassin's like, and also you're like the first people who haven't tried to eat me so far that I've met outside of the camp. So like, you know, you're alright.
That's a plus.
I believe we need more allies in this plane than
Yeah.
as well.
Like we'd ever ally with Noids.
Why not?
Maybe if we just stop thinking of them as Noids. They don't really meet the criteria of everyone else we've come across.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that one does, kind of just nodding to Abigail, just kind of standing confused, looking up at the giants, just slowly shuffling over to Alvina.
Just hiding behind Alvina.
Alvina, is this really wise? They're giant kin.
Yeah.
They're just gonna eat us when our back is turned.
Why would they do that? They seem quite
Because that's how they gain our powers.
If they...
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they're particularly interested in our powers. I think they just want to get the little sister back. And as the eldest of 17 little sisters, I get it.
I believe having 3 giant people as allies would be more beneficial for you as well.
Maybe. I know that the Oni King does control the Western Pass. The rebellion pays tithes to him in order to kind of get caravans past occasionally.
See, it'll even save you tax money.
Yes.
This is pure benefit. Also,
do you not agree with that,
like
Professor?
Also,
I do not like it.
I like.
As Abigail has said, they could turn on us at any moment, and it is how they gain their power, by consuming Noid souls.
You just hear Drax kind of calling out.
However,
Oh, by the way, that's how I gain my power too.
yes,
I have crossed my mind to eat Zormir at one point.
yes.
I
It's
feel
fine.
like
It's crossed all our minds to consume Zormir at some point.
He does look pretty tasty.
You're not wrong.
I'm with you at that. I'm with you on that.
We've had some
So
very,
we're all
very.
agreed.
Why do you think I
We're
sleep
all
in my
agreed.
armor?
We're all agreed. We will consume Zormir at some point.
Look-
It will be a feast.
Look, I
But
only.
let us get back to the issue at hand.
I only bit you once.
Just speak
Zomir.
simultaneously, it's easier.
Yeah, I only bit you once, Zomir.
for the note,
the Professor
one,
waffles.
the
That's a
professor
check mark.
doesn't like anything. Like, it's well known that the professor has never liked anything in their life, and they're not going to start liking anything now, right?
Hey,
So when they don't like something, that's just kind of a standard, and we should kind of ignore that point.
Hey.
Second of all,
don't throw facts at me as if they're insults, you little shit.
look,
That was a great line.
fact.
10 out of 10 for
Thank
that
you.
one, James. 10 out of 10 for that one.
Thank you. Thank you. Waited 4 sessions to pull that out.
I really like that.
so we should ignore that point. That one's just standard. No debate needed. Second of all, there's someone in trouble and we should help them.
Yeah.
Third of all, and most important, I think it's gonna be really, really cool.
Yep. Also, by
It's
the
certainly. Sorry,
Oh,
on
sorry.
you go.
By the way, question. Oni King. He's got treasure, right?
The Professor.
Oh god.
The Oni King. The Oni
of
King
all
has
time.
amassed such a wealth that they have a trove. They sit upon a pile of gold. Their living Arcanite weapons whizzing around their head.
You're boasting a lot about
Al-
a guy you hate.
Albina's grin is becoming bigger and bigger on her
Oh,
face,
God,
and
you-
she just claps her hands together with like a shockwave. It's like,
Well,
right!
the Blue Khan has been loyal subservience to the Oni King for nigh on 4 generations. However,
You've turned
this
on him.
latest Oni King has become more tyrannical than past leaders. And it was decided that the Mage Clan, the Blue Clan, didn't like how heavy a taxation he applied. Of course, the Oni King didn't like this either and took our little sister prisoner to make sure that we would obey. We've decided to do something about that.
That makes sense. That guy sucks. You want us to kill him for you? We'll kill him for you. He sucks.
We
I
don't
think
need your help!
But
I think-
you don't need it. But like, wouldn't it not hurt to have it?
Also be a
Like,
That
lot
would
you're-
be dishonorable.
I think
I mean, yeah, but also isn't like regicide dishonorable?
Hmm.
Like, we're willing to do the dishonor for you